the way it had to happen. It had to happen that way. It was ideal. It was perfect, although it was imperfect. It had to go down the way it went down after that year, although it would have been easier another way. They didn't need to get results 2 weeks ago and go into their final match knowing they were in, because if they did, you wouldn't have had Saturday night. It had to go down the way it went down. It was meant to go down the way it went down, and it went down the way it went down, and you got Saturday night. Good morning and happy Monday morning. It's your opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Hoser, and Josh. You got a Saturday night that if you were there, you'll never forget. United winning 2-0, taking care of their business, and watching the scoreboard and watching San Antonio go up 2-0 in Colorado Springs, and then go a man up, and then had the goal taken away when they was 2-2, and getting the result you needed from the worst team in the division. Not beating, but might as well have beaten, tie, draw, San Antonio, and you get your result, and you had that celebration that you had like you just won the cup. Because you kind of did. Because in your first year, you got into the playoffs. It had to go down the way it went down, JJ, because that was your celebration. If for some reason they get beat on Wednesday, you still had Saturday night.
You still had that moment at home, final game of the regular season, in front of the fans, and at halftime, you knew all you had to do was win, because it was the unexpected result in San Antonio with the team that was playing for their playoff lives as well against team in very last place, the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, and somehow, someway, the Switchbacks come down from 2-0 down, a man down,
with
tie
nothing
that
to
game.
play for.
Not just, hey, we're playing out here, just trying to put something out there, and maybe make that jump to the big squad at some point in time, and they got it done. And the press box at halftime was a fascinating watch. Everyone was huddled around like whatever iPad or phone was out streaming that game. Once the result came through, you also felt it through the stands, because all of a sudden there was like a roar that came through, and you knew it was on deck. They were up 1-0 at halftime over Las Vegas. It was a better first half from New Mexico. They were creating chances early. They got a break because of their pressure. There was a mistake by the Las Vegas keeper colliding with one of his defenders.
That was crazy.
Right to Weehan.
Backup keeper.
Boom. It was actually their starting keeper.
That was?
But they started their backup keeper who got hurt, and then their starting keeper came in. But still, it was, you credit the pressure New Mexico put on Vegas in that first half to finally get a break like that to come through. And then you're wondering, do they know? They have to know that it's 45 minutes and they go to the playoffs. And we'll hear some post-game stuff shortly, which, by the way, it's very interesting when you see a post-game at this point in the season that there's TV cameras and there's a lot of people that are
people
interested
there,
now in New Mexico United going to the postseason. But Troy said that, hey, maybe it was a rookie mistake, but I felt with the way the team was playing, I wanted the guys to know the result in San Antonio. So we talked about it at halftime, and they knew the final 45 was all there for them.
Yeah, I think that was the right move. Mm-hmm. I think letting them know, letting them play on that emotion. They were playing, like the last three halves that they've played, I think they've been pretty dominant. Don't you?
Yes.
The last half in the draw against, who was it 2 nights ago? Against Tacoma. And then I thought they were dominant the whole night against Las Vegas. I never once felt that they were being threatened, that they were in trouble. None of that. And that was a team that
I didn't get the email, JJ.
They can make a run. All you had to do is get in now. All you had to do is get in. And now, why not make a run?
And it's what's going to happen, and they did address it. There's all the talk of the Open Cup throughout the entire season. Now it's, hey, we can spin it into a positive, because all those guys talked about it. Said we played 5 Open Cup games on the road. We played Wednesday, Saturday.
Yeah. We
know what this stretch is going to be like if they want to go on a run. It starts Wednesday night in Sacramento. If you win that one, you get to go play Phoenix on Saturday. So here you go.
Yep, it's all right there. It's all right there. All right, come on in. If you were out there, that's one of those nights that you probably won't forget, right? If you were there, if you were a part of it, this is one of those celebrations where, and again, I will stand by it had to happen this way. If they'd have clinched this thing a couple of weeks ago on the road somewhere with a win, last night just would have been a nice celebration, or Saturday night would have been a really nice celebration of an inaugural season and thanking the fans and a big party. But the way it went down, the way it went down and what you were playing for, what was on the line, and that place was packed, and the celebration and the energy in there, I just, to me, JJ, it had to happen that way.
Mm-hmm. And just for the most unlikely of scenarios, the one that was out there, but the one you were not counting on.
Yeah.
Now, it's getting help from Colorado Springs, and it is absolutely fitting that everything this team has done, all the ties, all the what ifs, that it comes down to a moment where, like, wait, a team that was down 2-0, a man down, somehow comes back and ties that game. And even in the final minutes of the game in San Antonio, you thought they had gone up 3-2.
What happened on that? Did you see it?
That offside spot goes up.
Was it right?
And I have to go back and look at it. There's so much going on at that point in time. That's the USL Championship. The decision is final once it's made by the ref. There's no VAR in this league, so there you go.
All right, we got a lot to do. Want to hear from you at 246-0610, 888-922-0610. Your emails come in. Jeff at 610knml.com, JJ at 610knml.com. You can find us on the Twitter. It's _JJ Buck. On the Facebook, the OD in the AM. You can also watch the show on ProView Networks, Comcast Channel 26 throughout the state of New Mexico, on ProView Network social media platforms, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, of course, at ProViewNetworks.com, and on our Facebook page, The OD in the AM. Coming up, guest list today, Bob Davey due to be with us at 8 o'clock this morning. Lobos losing Laramie 23-10 was the final on Saturday. Next up, homecoming. Hawaii will be in town on Saturday afternoon, so we'll talk to Bob about that. Hawaii was a loser at home, 56-26. There's a few teams that are emerging. 21 points for Air Force in the fourth quarter. They also scored 21 in the second quarter. Air Force, and I'm going to get a look at them this week, and I'm looking forward to that. I think Air Force is good. Obviously, Utah State is good. San Diego State's still rolling at 27-17 with their win. Wyoming is good. How about Boise State getting beat by BYU? Which is
what was up with the quarterback situation?
I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't know the answer to that.
So Bachmeier standing there on the sidelines, and I didn't hear anything of an injury going into the game.
No, and he was warming up, and he didn't play the game previous, correct? And Cord played really well. And so they played Chase Cord, and he went 19 for 30, but had the 2 interceptions. BYU beats Boise State, and it's a costly loss for Boise State because now it puts SMU in the driver's seat. Appalachian State is still undefeated for that New Year's 6 bowl bid for the Power 5 or the non-Power 5, the group of 5 teams. Just a really, really big. I didn't expect that. Did you? And BYU's been up and down all over the place. I mean, how they can beat they beat USC and Boise State, and then they lose to Toledo and South Florida, right? It's crazy. Their schedule's nuts, but they're 3-4 and they're trying to get there. They still have Liberty, Idaho State. They can't beat Idaho State and Massachusetts. They got to get to 7, don't they? Idaho State and Massachusetts are both 1AA teams, so they're going to have to get to 7 wins, and I don't know how they're going to get there. They've got 3. I don't think they're going to beat Utah State. So if they beat, they're going to have to beat San Diego State at the end of the year, aren't they? What it looks like to me. I don't know how else they're going to get there. All right, lots of college football to get through as well. We had get through Lobo football. Wisconsin gets beat at Illinois. That game was crazy. Tua Tagovailoa has surgery. We'll get into what Lane Kiffin did to get himself in trouble. And then a whole slate of NFL. Oh, how about your Cowboys?
We're back for a week. Yeah.
And all you got to do is beat the Eagles.
Right. That's what everybody was telling me. All you got to do is beat the Eagles and you're fine, right?
We are fine at the moment.
In the division. That's what matters.
Yep, that's all that matters. That's what I was told. Josh Sushan's going to be here 9:30 this morning. Get into some baseball because that was insane on Saturday night. If you weren't watching a little bit of baseball, it was Saturday night, right?
It was.
It was. If you didn't flip over and catch it, man, I feel for you because you missed an unbelievable moment. And we're going to get into that when we come back. 505-246-0610 is the Quan's Auto Care hotline. Come on in. We got a lot to do today. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Hoser, and Josh on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The world's This Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination of our 6th-generation winemaking legacy and unique, perfectly paired foods. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters! It's like it never happened!
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club, or dreamstyleremodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
what is glamour? Right.
Marisnik on deck, and that 2-0 pitch was a beauty from Chapman. Altuve has just sent the Astros to the World
Altuve! That was courtesy of Fox.
Man, you get chills.
FS1. That was one of the... And you know I hate the hyperbole getting lost in the moment, right? That was one of the best ninth innings in the history of postseason baseball.
Very good.
In the history of postseason baseball, with what was on the line, that was one of the most amazing ninth innings, period, I've ever seen. And I've seen some great baseball, and I know you all have too. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, and Hoser, 246-0610, 888-922-0610. With the Yankees down, and it looked like it was done, and you had... what's that?
I miss DJ. I love him so much. With the Rockies being better, who knows, because their pitching was terrible. But for that franchise, that front office, to say, you know what, we think Daniel Murphy is going to be a better offensive player than DJ LeMahieu, and then to forget about his defense, it pains me.
It should pain you.
Because DJ LeMahieu is phenomenal. He is one of the top players in this game that doesn't get the credit because you can't say, what is he the best at? Because they played him at third base. They played him at second base. They played him at first base. He is just such a good baseball player.
You know, when he was with the Rockies, I used to tell you I think he was the most underappreciated player in baseball, right? Because he was the Rockies. He was an all-star second baseman.
It's just Coors
clutch
Field.
hit.
It's just Coors
That's
Field.
right. That's right. So DJ LeMahieu hits an opposite field game-tying home run
Taco.
in the top of the ninth inning as the celebration was just about underway. And the place goes silent, hits it off of the close row soon, and everybody loses their mind. And now what? And you bring in Aroldis Chapman, and he's throwing 97, 99, 100. And I think the key thing that Joe Buck said there in that clip you just played, Hoser, was with Marisnik on deck. And Stigler was in here saying, with Marisnik on deck, how do you pitch to Altuve?
Because even with it being Jake Marisnik, are you comfortable putting two guys on base after
and a
that?
Leader beats you?
George Springer about your Aroldis Chapman. It's the same thing. It's you have Altuve at the plate. You think you got one of the best guys on the mound. But the Springer bat didn't seem like there was a lot of confidence coming from Chapman with the amount of sliders he was throwing. So it was a good position to jump on those pitches you saw. And Altuve, hey, just like we talk about DJ LeMahieu, I think we need to talk about Altuve. I get it. Bregman's the MVP candidate.
Yep.
He's probably, most people would say he's the best player on the team.
I don't know.
But Altuve's been that dude that was actually there when they were losing 100 games and somehow, some way, is still the dude now for that franchise.
That was as big a clutch hit as you're going to see, and as good as ninth inning as you're going to see in baseball. And I hate the hyperbole, but my goodness gracious, the drama, it was insane. It was insane. And the Astros are going to the World Series. It starts tomorrow. It'll be the Astros and the Nationals. Astros are big favorites over the Washington Nationals. But it was that was something else. That was I just sat there with my mouth agape because when LeMahieu hit that, you're thinking, dang, right? How long are we gonna be here now? Right? Didn't you figure we're nestling in for a little?
You get a few more innings.
Yeah.
Good thing it's Saturday night.
No doubt about it. You're like, all right, let's get the sweater out, snuggle in on the couch, and watch postseason baseball. And the Astros was like, nope, we got this.
Yeah,
and the big thing for Houston is this series with Correa and Springer coming to life. You got to expect you're going to get moments from Alex Bregman. While he hasn't had the wow offensive moment, he's still doing what he does, and that gives you really good at-bats, and he gets on base. And so this offense is locked and loaded going in to the Nationals. I don't think they're going to sweep them at all because I don't think this is a sweep at all. The pitching's a push when just the first two starters. And then I know, Anibal Sanchez, you were fantastic. I'm not expecting that same thing, but Corbin over Greinke right now, that's absolutely fair. I think this goes 5 or 6 games.
I think it goes at least 5, and I would say I'm going to call Astros in 6 too. Because
I'm on the Astros.
Yeah. Lance, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. You're up early today, Lance.
No, it's up late. I'm pretending it's like evening, like when the sun's going down, because it's kind of still dark. But anyway, Mr. Amigos +1, I guess it's Josh today. You know, wave at the camera, because down at the post, I got like grips of guys watching you now.
Nice.
Okay?
Nice.
To wake up in the morning and get them through their morning beers and stuff. So you guys are very popular. I'm not. But you are. You know,
Beautiful.
So God bless. And soccer on TV. I mean, it was so awesome. Estrelita station, okay? It's 7.2. This is nuts. It's totally Spanish station. And they got an English guy speaking English while I'm watching this soccer
they don't
game
do it in
that
Spanish?
I've never got into so much before in my whole life. I'm throwing it around like it was the
Did they just pick up the
AFC
ESPN?
Championship when Broncos beat Brady. I'm going nuts. You know, I'm 60 miles out. I just can't go to those games no more. But it was so intense for me to feel winning in Albuquerque. Yes, baby, there are winners. yes. I was so happy to see that, man. And I'm a soccer fan all over the place. I never was before. I don't even understand the game.
What's going on?
But you know what? To sit there and watch our hometown right there. I'm from Denver, but that reminds me of the old days in Denver when something good would happen in your city. You know, the team won. You know, they beat the Raiders. They went to the Super Bowl. You know, and stuff of that sort. And that's what brings the community together. You know, and also too, are you still there?
Yeah, we're still here. We're still here. I'm just listening to
a one-sided conversation.
Yeah, I know. I understand that. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Finish.
And the NFL's so up and down. When the Patriots are in, there is nobody going to stop them from going to the Super Bowl, even if Brady got hurt. You know, but it's really going to be interesting to watch the 49ers, the Packers, and the Cowboys. Because the Cowboys, it depends on which week or whoever shows up. I don't understand. It's the coach. They got a terrible coach because they got a lot of good linemen on that team. But right now, those 49ers, nobody's even really paying attention to. But the Packers, with the best quarterback, legendary Hall of Famer for sure, he's just cold as ice. I would like to see the Packers and Brady go at it, man. I mean, who wouldn't want to see that shootout? So, well, God bless you guys. Thanks for the freedom of speech. I fought hard for us, and a lot of us did to have that. But thank you for freedom of speech, Jeff. I love all you guys. You get me through my morning and a lot of tough times in my life to where I could tune it in, and I'm laughing and having a good time and take my mind off of the past. Thank you.
See you. All right, I'm glad we could help somewhere along the line, right?
Yep.
Right. All right, he's got a Super Bowl ready. You know, we got NFL. We haven't even touched it. We're 23 past the hour, and we barely touched the NFL, and I haven't even touched college football. We've been on United, which I thought was a great night, and the baseball. We're going to get into the NFL, and certainly Lobo football, 23-10. They get beat in Wyoming on Saturday past. Bob Davey due to be with us coming up at 8 o'clock, and we'll talk about that coming up in the next segment. But I want to hear from you. If you were out at United on Saturday, and Lance talked about it and what it meant, and if you were out there, I'm going to tell you, as stressful as it was for fans, for front office, for players, that's the way that needed to happen. It needed to go down to the wire. You needed to get a result. You got your help. Otherwise, you wouldn't have had that night. It wouldn't have been like that. And I just, the way this season has been, to have that celebration on that evening for that occasion, I'm just telling you, that's the way that was supposed to happen.
Worked out again.
On a perfect night, by the way.
Oh,
the wind was the next night. The cold was the next night. It was perfect. That was the way that was supposed to happen. I'm just telling you.
And it all comes back around.
What do you mean?
It found a way to work out with all the frustration, the what ifs, and you're getting that rumbling like, hey, you're officially here. You're a frustrated fan base as people speaking out and everything. Comes back to that moment, being able to clinch it at home, and then just the energy and the players have interacted with the fans all season long has been great after wins and losses. But then, to see them kind of do the tour along the field, sign all the autographs, take all the pictures, knowing that, hey, they get to at least play one more game.
Yeah, it was something. If you were there, I want to hear from you. 246-0610, 888-922-0610. We'll play you some post-match comments as we go throughout the show today. Josh Sushan's going to be in with us at 9:30, the voice of the Isotopes, as we go through, we talk some baseball, and then at 8 o'clock, Bob Davies going to be with us as well. Hey, fellas, found yourself feeling sluggish a little bit? Just don't have the energy you used to, or maybe you want to take care of some hair loss, struggling with erectile dysfunction or losing weight. Guys, you don't have to struggle anymore. Call Numel and you can feel like you again. It's not going away. It's just by ignoring it. And certainly nothing to be ashamed of. Low T, erectile dysfunction, lack of energy, all of those things are natural when men reach a certain age, but you don't have to accept it. All you got to do is call Numel, 505-652-1688. Area code 505-652-1688. You'll feel better. Men everywhere are making the call, and they're enjoying the benefits of Numel's cutting-edge programs. The latest treatments, taking care of low T, lack of energy, depression. Numel's going to help you feel like you again. Call Numel at 505-652-1688. They're right here in Albuquerque. Numel has fantastic success rates. And that means guys, maybe like you, are regaining their strength and their confidence. If you're suffering from ED, depression, or just flat out tired of being tired, Numel's for you. Make the call to Numel at 505-652-1688, 505-652-1688, and feel better.
Sports Animal time is now 7:26. Time to take another look at Monday morning's commute. Well, right now we have a new accident. This is a crash in Isleta, northbound on Highway 47. That is approaching mile marker 147. Heavy northbound backups forming there. We also have a report of an accident at Martin Luther King and at the intersection of I-25. Martin Luther King and I-25 eastbound there. If you see an accident, make sure to give us a call on the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167, brought to you by American Home Furniture Outlet and Clearance Center at I-25 and Comanche. I'm Josue with Sports Animal Traffic.
The Sports Bar with Michael and Mike.
I wish I was doing nothing and getting paid that kind of money.
If it makes you feel any better, you're doing nothing and getting paid. It's just not that kind of money. You keep not trying, and one day maybe you'll get there.
Weekdays at 3, the Sports Animal.
Hands down, Blake's Lottaburger makes the best pumpkin pie milkshake. We add a real piece of fresh pumpkin pie to our awesome vanilla milkshake to create a creamy fall favorite. Stop into your favorite Blake's Lottaburger and pick up a pumpkin pie milkshake now at all locations for a limited time.
Hi, it's Scott with Rocky Mountain Stone, letting you know about our 9th annual Rocktober sale starting this coming weekend. Here's your chance to get countertops that are out of this world. We're located south of Jefferson on I-25 and online at armstone.com.
Rocky Mountain Stone. This morning you feel alone, 'cause you forgot your phone at home. So now you're forced to interact, small talk and awkward eye contact. Out here trying to survive like it's 1995. The dark ages, when your morning is hell, just go to Taco Bell.
And try the $1 grilled breakfast burritos with fluffy eggs and your choice of crispy bacon, sausage, or potatoes. Only at Taco Bell. At participating stores for a limited time during breakfast hours. Prices may vary. Tax extra.
Do you love football? Then get with the program and get down to Hooters to catch the game, crazy good wings, ice cold beer, and the best fans on the planet. You love wings. You love ice cold beer. And who doesn't love the world famous Hooters girls? All the games, all season. Hooters.
Catch all the games at Hooters and enjoy great specials like a draft beer and 10 boneless wings for only $10. Served up by the world famous Hooters girls.
You've been hurt at work and you're having a tough time recovering. Did you know medical marijuana might be an option? In New Mexico, workers' compensation has its own court, and you need a lawyer that specializes in workers' comp. That's Fogel Law Firm. They'll work with your insurance company to get you what you're entitled to under the law. Personal injury lawyers don't have expertise for workers' comp claims. Call the experts for a free consultation at the Fogel Law Firm, 255-9092 or FOGEL lawfirm.com.
Is there any wonder why Precision Garage Doors has more than 2,100 great reviews online from customers just like you? If you need a repair on your garage door or want a new one, call Precision Garage Doors at 244-DOOR. They'll email you a picture of the technician coming to work at your home, keep in contact until he arrives, and are usually done in 2 hours or less. And ask about the lifetime guarantee. Go to GarageDoorsAlbuquerque.com or call 244-DOOR. Make the right decision. Call Precision.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
You work hard and you play hard, and let's face it, sometimes it hurts. So stick it to the pain with the Tiger Balm Pain Relieving Patch. It's convenient to apply, and the hydrogel technology sends Tiger Balm's proven pain relief right to your aches and pains. It's soothing, safe, and long-lasting. Made from a blend of herbal ingredients, Tiger Balm is trusted pain relief for everyone. So whatever your age or lifestyle, roar back with Tiger Balm. It works where it hurts. Available at stores everywhere.
The Dan Patrick Show, today at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
All right, I do have a different perspective on the baseball. Scott says best ninth inning, 2 wife beaters getting shelled. Osuna beats his girlfriend beyond recognition, and Chapman pounded his wife, and instead of being in jail, they're pitching in the ninth inning of the ALCS. He's not wrong. They both got shelled, right?
They did.
They both got shelled. Whether that makes it right or not, I'm pretty sure I know. All right, 246-0610, 888-922-0610. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Hoser producing for us. Josh producing over on the television side. You can watch the show, ProView Networks, all of their platforms. Lobo football back at it. It'll be homecoming on Saturday afternoon out at Dream Style Stadium. Hawaii will be in town. 23-10 was the number last week at Wyoming. A frustrating one offensively again. As you watched, you just said it during the break. You said Wyoming is who the Lobos want to be, right? Play good, solid defense, grind it out, score enough, be able to throw enough when you need to, have a quarterback that isn't just lighting it up. He's efficient, and stop people and force turnovers. Lobo turnovers killed him again, putting the ball on the ground. The Bryson Carroll fumble was just early on. It just kind of, I don't know about you, it just made me just go, just like took the life out of you in a little bit. Chambers, their quarterback, only threw for 86 yards, but he's good. He runs the ball. He ran for 117 yards. Invalide went for 127, and 23-10 was the final.
Well, the fumble led to the lone score of the first half, and it was a short field, which Wyoming immediately capitalized on. It's not just a turnover. It's the first play after a turnover. It always seems to be a big one. Was a 25-yard completion to Valade, which gets them right down to the 11-yard line. They score a few plays later. And watching this New Mexico team, it's frustrating because the only way to explain it is, well, at least they're not as bad as Mike Locksley. Like they're not good, but they're not that bad.
So they're not getting beat 41-0 is what you're telling me?
So they're still not good, but if that's the way to explain it, you know why it's very hard for people to think this is going to turn around.
Well, okay. I mean, I look defensively. I thought they played fine, right? They gave up that short field touchdown. I mean, the Lobos outscored Wyoming. Wyoming had 340 something yards, 330 something yards. You outgained them. Tavaka came in and gave you. I keep hearing a spark. Tavaka came in. All right. I don't know what you're doing at quarterback. And we'll talk to Bob. I'm going to guess Tavaka will start this weekend. Is that going to be your guess?
I have no idea.
Tavaka played. I don't either.
And was it what was the difference? Because the play that flipped the field was Amari Davis, a 40-yard run when Tavaka came in.
That's right.
Where was that? Was Saran? Was it really just they were expecting something else with Tavaka, so that opened the lane? Who knows?
Yeah, Sharon misses a lot of open receivers. I just and he wasn't able to do it with his legs. Obviously, he 5 rushes for minus 12 yards. I always like what I think Sharon can do. I just there's no consistency in either one, and so I to your point, I don't know. Roll the dice, go out and put somebody out there and put a game plan around him. I know that everybody tells me run the ball, and I agree with you. I just don't think they're good enough for running the ball that they can't throw it. I just don't. My eyes tell me when I watched the first half. What did they do? What makes you think that they're going to be able to stay in a game with Hawaii this weekend? And Cole McDonald's going to come in and chuck the ball around the yard. That they're going to be able to just run the ball, and throw it. Keep
your fingers crossed that you're able to make plays on the ground, because there's nothing. This passing game was unimaginative. There's no route concepts. There's fades. And that's about it.
Well, you don't have a Delane Hart-Johnson anymore to throw fades to. You don't. I agree with you on that. Joe Daly last year at Liberty threw fades. He had the two big receivers, right? He had the Gandy Golden, and he had another one on the other side. They don't have that here. So unimaginative is, I think, a fair word as you watch it.
And I think that also goes back to both quarterbacks, is they don't trust them to make those reads.
No. Then what are you? Then what are you? I mean, you're running the ball 37 times for 169 yards. Your leading rusher has 86 yards. I just, and who's your go-to guy now? Dude, is it Carroll? Is it Davis? Is it? I don't even know what you're doing anymore.
Well, I think it's easier to have a multiple running back situation as opposed to the questions at quarterback.
I'm fine with that.
And who are they? They're the team we've watched the last 4 games. They're going to be 60 to 70% run, the occasional pass. Hopefully they control the game in field position and don't make a mistake, which they made the one mistake, and it was the turnover which changed the first half.
Why is it every year I hit camp and I hear how great the playmakers are, and on the outside, and this is the year we're finally going to get the ball to playmakers, and we've got all these guys on the outside. I actually really like Jordan Kress. I really like him. I'd like to see him get the ball more. How do you get the ball to him? I mean, he averaged 23.5 yards per catch. How do you get him the ball? How do you get Logan Green the ball? I know they've been trying to get it to him on jet sweeps and things like that. I think Marcus Williams is a weapon. I think he's a big basketball skilled, big-bodied, strong, for the most part, pretty good-handed tight end. How do you get him the ball? I mean, when you have 14 receptions in a game, how are you utilizing these weapons that I hear about every single year? And why is it every team in this league can find a quarterback consistently can throw a ball, and you're going to tell me Wyoming can't? In Chapman, they had a guy named Josh Allen, and Chapman, when he needs to make a throw, seems to be able to make a throw. They don't rely on him a lot, but he was 9 of 15. He didn't throw an interception. Like, why is it every team in this league, everywhere you go, like every week we say, that guy can throw. Oh, look, that guy can throw. Oh, that guy. Boise State's got 2. Even San Diego State, while they run the football, as a guy that, when they need to, Agnew can throw the ball. Why? I'm just asking a lot of questions out of frustration, and I know you're frustrated too, and I know global fans are frustrated. But week to week they
because they were hoping to be like the Aztecs when needed, but when needed, it hasn't been there. And one of the conversations, and I've seen it, and I'm interested in it too, were they, even with the struggles, were they too quick to go back to Sharon Jones? Like, should they have just tried to run Tavaka out there for a number of games instead of getting back to this place?
So you think go with Tavaka the rest of the way?
He's saying they shouldn't have made the change and let Tavaka just work out through those. And that's an interesting point because, man, yeah, what if, just let him hand the ball?
Half against San Jose State, yeah, Tavaka wasn't good. But was it still after just 2 games, is that too soon to then just, all right, boom?
So you think they made a mistake by pulling him too quick?
Well, where we're sitting here going, what if?
I don't know that I agree with that.
Ran with that a little bit longer?
I don't know. Because honestly, I saw nothing. I mean, it's a fair question that we'll never know the answer to.
And then it goes back to, is New Mexico State was just that bad on that day?
Who was?
New Mexico State defensively was just that bad on that day because that's the flukiest of fluke games for Tavaka?
Was Liberty that bad in the second half last year when Sharon went nuts? Everybody's got a half. Did you see him in that half? Did you see him that one day? Did you see that drive? Yeah, I saw all of that. Did you see all the other stuff? And that's what drives me nuts. Hello, Walt.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Hey, good. So I've seen every Lobo football game this year. And what you said and what you hear it a lot, it's like we lack identity. And then, so that's definitely there. You can just feel that when you're you're at the games. And then as far as like a quarterback, I was talking to my wife over the weekend, and I said, it's almost like we're going to have to go back to, did we have Lamar Jordan and Apodaca there for a little while, switching? But, where you switch quarterbacks, you just don't know. You go series to series because, Sharon, he's just not as accurate, but he can run the ball. Tavaka, he's not he doesn't have the killer instinct. He doesn't want to be out there when you think you want it. He's a nice guy. Now, I'm not taking anything about him as far as a person. He's probably somebody you'd want your daughter to marry. But I think when it comes to football, I think he can throw the ball, but he doesn't have that killer instinct, that drive to lead the team. No, that's kind of what you feel when you're out there. So it's difficult. I don't know what the answer is. But I really don't. It's really a challenge, and I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are just grasping for what to say. Thank you, Walt.
Yep.
All right, 246-0610, 888-922-0610. We're going to talk a little more Lobo football when we come back. Bob Davey due to be with us at 8 o'clock. Just your thoughts, and because JJ, I don't know. To going back to your point, should they have not stayed with Tavaka after San? So, you saying not pull them at halftime or not pull them in San Jose when they pulled him, and just stayed with them for a little while?
We're sitting here. What if should they have gone through that rocky time more? Because now they're just back to, well, maybe this guy, maybe that guy. Who knows? One thing that I will always go back to that was when they went between Austin Apodaca and Lamar Jordan. There was talent on that team. Like, Lamar was amazing at what you asked him to do. It was run the option. Yeah. Austin Apodaca, hey, he's getting paid right now to throw a football.
Yeah.
So those two were really good, and it wasn't anywhere close to the situation you have now where you're just like, can we get something out of either of these guys?
And I think the coaching staff, San Jose State especially, when they see that starting to get out of hand, I mean, they feel the pressure, like, man, we got to do something. We got to stop the bleeding here somewhere. So, yeah, it's a tough one.
I'm on the record. I would have made the change. I'm trying to win a football game. I would have made the change there, too. I saw a quarterback who didn't look good, and again, I'm watching through the television, looked uninspired at that point. Like I would have made the change then, too. But we'll never know the answer to that. It's the opening drive at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination of our 6th-generation winemaking legacy and unique, perfectly paired foods. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Dream Style Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dream Style Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dream Style Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or DreamStyleRemodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
A lot of opinions coming in. A lot of opinions. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, and Hoser. We'll talk with Bob Davey coming up at the top of the hour. Lobos lose 23-10 in Laramie. So you're the head coach. Who's your quarterback on Saturday?
Sharon Jones.
Tavaka.
You're going Tavaka?
Yeah. At what point do we see Trey Hall? Like,
hey, there's a
if you're looking for a spark, something else. We know what you're getting at.
Obviously, they think these two guys are better than Trey Hall, right? I mean, obviously.
That's a big problem.
Is it?
Yes.
Why?
Because by this point in time, we can't keep saying, well, Sharon has to do this. He's like a senior, man. It's like been in this offense. You know what you're getting at about these quarterbacks.
Well, to be fair, the offense has changed coordinators the last 2 years. I mean,
It has.
hey, it's similar, yes, but
They're not asking him to control this offensive line of scrimmage.
They're asking to make plays.
Like they're not going there. They're not. The quarterbacks. We'll talk to Davey about it, but it doesn't seem like it's necessarily an offense where it's Sharon Jones or Tavaka that are making those checks that are breaking it down. It's more they just get up there. Oh, what's going on the sidelines? Okay. Other than reading the numbers in the box and the ends on the RPOs.
I almost would go with Tavaka, I think, and I was on Sharon the other time. You just got to get. I don't know the answer, man. I don't know the answer. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to. I don't know if we've overestimated the personnel, and maybe that's something we ask Bob.
That has to play into it because Wyoming doesn't do anything fancy. They line up, they run the football, and they make plays in a running game.
Mm-hmm. I just don't know that you can beat the teams remaining on your schedule by running the football. Now you're going to say, well, Jeff, we don't have a quarterback who could throw. Well, you need a quarterback who can throw. I just don't know how you're going to go through the rest of the schedule and beat the teams that are putting up numbers like they're putting up. I mean, Air Force put up 52 the other day. Boise State
time of possession.
Hawaii scores points. So you think just keep it away from them?
Yes.
Brian, good morning. How you living?
Hey, pretty good. How you living?
Good. What's happening?
Hey, man. Yeah, frustrating loss. I agree with you 100%. They talked about including the passing game, and they worked on it all spring. I go back to a quote that Coach Davey made after the CSU game in the newspaper, and I'll read it to you. And he's talking about the defense. And I think part of the problem of not implementing the pass in your offense, your defense doesn't practice against the pass that much during the week. So they get exposed. And I think where we're really exposed is on pass rush. I mean, a quarterback or a safety can only do so much when the quarterback standing back there for 10 seconds finding a target. But let me give you a quote, and I think this is what you're getting at, too, why you've got to develop the pass. Coach Davey says after the CSU game, people are coming at us in this day. Everybody's at this time is going to be able to throw. The Lobos are the only ones that can't throw. You've got to have some offense that can throw the ball, not necessarily scoring 6 points every other outing down there, but you got to be able to balance it. It's RPO offense has been around for how many years, Jeff?
A couple decades, right?
Yeah. I mean, come on. And, I put it squarely on Coach Davey. He's the head man, and he's accepted it a couple of times. He's a big boy. He's been here 8 years. He hasn't never developed the quarterback position here at UNM. And the whirlybird just keeps going round and round.
It's frustrating.
And nowadays a quarterback has to be able to pass and run. And I think you're right. I think Tavaka's the guy going forward. He's probably the future. He's a sophomore, right?
Sophomore now, right? I believe that's right. Yeah.
I mean, Sharon's a fighter, but man, it's just we get behind in games, and they cannot. You can't do that with this offense that they're running. You'll never catch up to anybody.
Yeah, it's tough.
So,
all right, man.
It's frustrating. I'll be out there to root them on. I'm not giving up on them. I think the players are really fighting hard, and I'd just like to see some of the receivers who are there now have a chance in open space. Doesn't have to be a long pass. It could be underneath, and let them do something in space.
Thank you, Brian.
Mismatches. Yeah. Create some mismatches like everybody does to us.
And let's get creative. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. Don't be a stranger. Brian called us at 246-0610. Look, I look at that game, and I just got a text from Jim, and he says, I was there, and I don't think he's right, or I don't think he's wrong. He said defense competed, quarterback play and turnover, that was the difference.
That's, I guess, a good thing is that we haven't questioned this team's heart.
Well,
like, they're just not good. Like, and Bob Davies said it after the game. We are just not good enough.
Expect to talk to Bob Davey when we come back. Talk some more Lobo football. 246-0610. Josh Sushan going to be in here at 9:30. We'll talk baseball.
By the way, my comment wasn't an excuse. It was the frustration of when you have to describe this Lobo football team going, well, they're not as bad as Mike Loxley, but
you're not accepting it. 30 on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The Jim Rome Show.
The Sports Animal has been in existence a quarter of a century. This radio station is so amazing. I have been on that station 25 years. I'm really, really grateful for that. Really thankful for that. Albuquerque is an incredible jungle market.
The Jim Rome Show. Weekdays at 10, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
When it comes to your health, what does delivering more mean? It means delivering more of the best and brightest, the state's only academic and research-based medical center. It means delivering more for families. It means adding technology, expanding services, making medical advancements, and reaching a higher level of care. Delivering more means access to New Mexico's only Level 1 trauma center, more locations, and more personalized services. UNM Health. Delivering more.
In most situations, it's easy to debate who is the greatest of all time. But when you need collision repair, there's only one clear GOAT. Quanz has won a Best of the City award for the past 6 years straight. Don't go to any collision repair shop. Go to the better collision repair shop at Quanz Auto Body. Our award-winning customer service and certified collision repair makes Quanz better than the competition. Make the better choice and visit Quanz Auto Body in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho.
Get ready to win with these Sports Animals Pick the Pros. Register at our website, sportsanimalabq.com, and make your football picks every week. Grand prizes, an ultimate man cave power recliner, and a flat screen TV. Full details and rules at our website. These Sports Animals Pick the Pros. Brought to you by Quantz Auto Body, American Home Furniture and Mattress, and 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Take a good look around your office. Chances are it could use a little rearranging. Maybe a new chair here or there, a few new desks, maybe a file cabinet or two. Or wait a minute, let's just trash the whole thing and start all over again. There you go. That's thinking big. And at Albuquerque Office Systems, you can make it happen. I mean, you can call Albuquerque Office Systems at 345-2824 and have Jason Bowder or any associate come evaluate your office for new or remanufactured modular office cubicles, as well as all office furniture. Or you could just go to their website, aosabq.com, and start from scratch. That's aosabq.com. You know, it's been said that new office equipment can increase productivity by 20%. Imagine that. So for a more productive working environment for your employees, visit aosabq.com or call 345-2824. That's aosabq.com or 345-2824. Albuquerque Office Systems. Do your part. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Happy Blocktoberfest! It's Quality's biggest sale ever!
This is David and Annette DiLorenzo. We've got 4 city blocks of savings.
Every vehicle clearly marked with the biggest discounts available.
And that includes every Buick and GMC in stock. Right, Rob?
That's right. Select GMC Sierras up to $10,300 off MSRP. Select Buicks up to 22% off.
Blocktoberfest at Quality on Lois Northeast between Pennsylvania and Texas.
Quality by DiLorenzo. QualityDeal.com.
There's an app to save on flights, an app to rent a bike, and an app to help you save for driving safely. The Allstate app gives you real-time driving feedback with DriveWise, giving you the power to lower your insurance cost. In fact, safe drivers can save 40% or more. Connect and save with DriveWise. You're in good hands.
Download the Allstate app today. Savings may vary by state and driving behaviors, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Use of Allstate Mobile with activation of DriveWise required. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical, not for sale to minors. Website restricted to adults 21 and older.
Let's be real. Most smokers aren't looking for some overcomplicated vaping machine. That's why we created MyBlue. MyBlue is simple. Our pre-filled liquid pods mean there's no mess. One charge and MyBlue lasts all day. And with our range of flavors and nicotine options, you have a choice. MyBlue answers on what matters for smokers. Real nicotine satisfaction. And right now, try MyBlue for $1 at select retailers or myblue.com.
This hour's 4K a day national keyword is GRAB, G-R-A-B. Text it to 95819 for your chance to win.
K240BL Albuquerque is 95.9 FM, 610 KNML Albuquerque.
Homecoming this week at the University of New Mexico, of course, highlighted by the big football game on Saturday afternoon. Hawaii will be in town. Lobos in Hawaii at Dreamstyle Stadium on Saturday afternoon. New Mexico coming off a 23-10 loss in Laramie, Wyoming over the weekend. It's Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Hoser, and Josh. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. The conversation with the coach brought to you by Fogel Law Firm. If you've been hurt at work, trust a local lawyer who specializes in workman's comp to get you all the money you need and deserve at fogellawfirm.com. We welcome in the head football coach at the University of New Mexico, Bob Davie. Good morning, Bob. How you doing?
Good, Jeff. How you doing?
All right, thank you. All right, so this one's frustrating because your defense certainly played well enough to win, and I think we've said that a couple of times. And it's turnovers, and your offense is struggling. When you look back at it, is it scheme, talent, turnovers, quarterback play? When have you been able to pinpoint what it is offensively?
Well, I think we do some good things. The margin for error is not very high. I mean, that is obvious, and people know that. But we fumbled the ball in the first half. Bryson had to fumble, with 2 minutes and 8 seconds left in the first quarter. It's nothing. So it's a 7-0 game. We gave them the ball at the 34-yard line. That's their 7 points. When you look back to the little things, it's 7-0 with 3:34 left in the first half. We have the ball 1st and 10 at their 28. We gain 9 yards on a 1st and 10 play, take it down to the 19. We get called for a chop block. Kind of a high-low where one guy's high, one guy's low. We don't get any points out of that. Then it's 7-0, 7:31 left in the third quarter. It's 4th and 2. We go for it. We get stoned up in there. We don't get any points out of that. It's still 7-0. There's a 3rd and 2 later on in the third quarter. Sharon doesn't get the ball to Manny Logan Green out on the flat on a little sprint out. We don't make it. So the margin for error, as we know, is not very high. And then you almost have to play perfect, and we're not capable of doing that. I do think Sharon pressed a little bit, the turnover thing. The first play of the game, he fumbled the ball. They pick it up and run in for a touchdown. The call's overruled because he was down. That affected him, I think. And then there before the half, we get the ball back. We're going to try to make something happen. He throws the interception. They run it in for a touchdown. They did hold our wide receiver. It was a good call. That one got overturned. So I do think he's pressing a little bit. So it's a combination of a lot of things. It's not as simple as one thing in all these things. It's a combination of a lot of things, Joe.
Bob, and you look at this offense, and sometimes you just don't know why it happens, but when Tavaka comes in, and then all of a sudden Davis just breaks that 40-yard run. When you look at just the quarterbacks in the run game and some of the explosive plays, what did you see against that Wyoming defense?
Well, they're a good defense, and I got so much respect for their program. I mean, sometimes we probably poke fun at Laramie or whatever we say. I mean, I wish people could be there and just see what that whole thing is. I mean, you've got to give them a lot of credit now for what they do and how they do it. But, Tavaka comes in the fourth quarter, it's 20-3. I mean, you guys know this. It's no secret. We're a different team when Tavaka's in there. If Tavaka is right and Tavaka's on. And again, coming in at 20-3 fourth quarter, in some ways that's easy. It's like the guy coming in, late in the game in whatever sport, and kind of lets it rip. But, he's dynamic, and our offense becomes a lot more dynamic with him in there. And it is more of a run, pass, let it rip kind of a mentality when he's in the game. And, you're exactly right. I mean, Cedric Patterson dropped the deep pass, the one where he was wide open. Yeah. We did score on that drive, but that took a lot of extra time. So we're struggling. But I'll say this, man, our guys play hard. And I know nobody wants to hear that. It's not just a coach's cliche. They play hard. And our guys are giving us everything they have. We've just got to continue to keep our mindset right and improve and find a way to win a game.
So do you go with Tavaka on Saturday?
There's a good chance. I think we'll see how it goes in practice this week. But, we knew it, and everybody knew it. He was going to get another opportunity. And, again, I mean, it is he's a dynamic player, and so there's a good chance of that, Jeff.
He's Bob Davie, the Level football coach. Bob, looking at what you've got on your schedule, you got to believe you got a lot of teams who score a lot of points. Can you keep up with these teams by running the football as much as you're running, or do you think you've got to throw the ball to be able to have a chance to win these games?
Oh, that's a legitimate. That's exactly the conversation. I mean, and again, like you look at it and you micromanage it. I mean, there's so many good things that happen schematically, but it's hard to score, right? We've kind of been 10 points, 10 points, 21 points, 21 points, 21 points. It's hard. It's hard to score enough points, and that's legitimately an issue, and why there's a good chance that Tavaka will be the quarterback. You look at Hawaii coming in. Yeah. I mean, they can score against anybody, and they have. Whether it's Arizona, whether it's Oregon State, whether it's Washington, they scored 36 or something on Boise. They're going to score. They got a first-round draft pick probably at quarterback. And you're right, looking all the way down the line. I mean, Air Force is going to score.
Yes.
Boise's going to score. Yes. Utah State's going to score. And so, I mean, that's the deal there. Because we're not good enough on defense really to keep it. Wyoming gave us a chance. Wyoming's not a dynamic offense. We match up pretty good against their receivers. They're going to give us a chance. It's kind of like playing San Diego State. But, when you play the Hawaiis in those teams, there's no question that it's going to have to – there's a chance it could be the New Mexico State kind of game to win the game. So I think that's reality. You're right on with that.
Oh, Bob, you look at that second half and another 2 third-down plays that Sean Chambers made early in the half. The 3rd and 4, he's rolling out to his right. He breaks for 40 yards. But then the second one, 3rd and 10, he goes for another 40 yards. How frustrating is that on those situations?
Well, that's what they are, and that's what Sean Chambers is. I mean, he is a big, strong, and really fast. They make it difficult on third downs because, if you blitz him and play man, he's got a chance to take off and crease you and run it to the house. Then you play zone, and he kind of just breaks it down and takes off and runs. So that's what they are. That's how they play. We had more yardage than they had. I think we had 375 yards or something, and they had 340 or 50. But when you've got a quarterback back there that size and that speed, he makes it difficult. He creates plays on his own, and he did that several times in the game, and that was frustrating. That was frustrating.
All right, defensively this week, it's a totally different look. And to your point, Wyoming and San Diego State are pretty much the outlier in your league that you're going to face. Everybody else is chucking the ball around. Cole McDonald throws the ball, and your DBs are going to get tested. I got to believe it starts up front. You need to put some pressure on them.
They're hard to put pressure on. If you look at them, one of the things in that run and shoot, and with Cole McDonald, how quickly he gets the ball out, it's really hard to get pressure on him just in their scheme because they adjust routes so fast and run away from your coverage. I mean, there's no doubt they're licking their chops now. I mean, they're licking their chops. And if you look at the statistics and you look at the problems we've had in the past game, the one good thing is they kind of, from a formation standpoint, give you the same things over and over. They execute at a very high level, but they give you the same things. And with young guys, there's less confusion. Now, young guys are going to be under attack because they're coming at you every down throwing it. But just from the standpoint of locking in and being able to prepare all week, I think it helps young guys in some ways, that they're not the multiple formation, making guys run support in the secondary kind of thing and play action, So, it takes a great week of preparation. I mean, we know we're up against it, but, I can't emphasize enough, man, just how pleased I am with our guys and their attitude and really our coaches, So any blame for any of this goes squarely on me because our guys and our coaches are giving everything they have.
Bob, to that point of the character, the fight in these guys, is that something that was kind of just ingrained in the squad this season, or is that just a daily occurrence with everyone keeping on the same page?
Yeah, I think it's kind of just the drip, drip, drip way you do things on a day-to-day basis. There's no slogan for that. I mean, it's just consistency in what you do, manning up, facing, being accountable for what happens. And, again, I've been pleased, because, we're fighting. We are fighting.
Do you feel like you're close? Because you're losing games when you're able to point back at 2 to 3 specific plays and say, if this goes the other way, we're right there. Do you feel like you're real close?
I think honestly, Jeff, it's who we're playing and how we match up. It is we're close, but yet we've got a long way to go. Quite honestly, depending on the matchups we have in the game. Against Wyoming, absolutely close. Against Colorado State, absolutely close. I could take it back to Liberty, absolutely close. Probably San Jose. There's been some, there'll be some other ones maybe where we're the decided underdog, just from how we match up schematically and really personnel-wise at certain positions. But from an overall execution, I do think we are close. It's just when you have to be perfect, nobody is perfect. It's just like when, up there when their quarterback took off and ran for 40 yards a couple times. They weren't perfect. A lot of things broke down, but that kid took off and made a play. And that's why you go back to Tavaka a little bit, because Tavaka is going to take off and make something happen. I mean, you can see that just the way he plays the game.
Hey, Air Force put 353 yards on the ground on Hawaii, and I haven't looked at the tape, and I didn't watch a lot of the game. Is that simply because of the option, or are they susceptible to that?
Well, they schemed the heck out of them. I mean, they got them, Air Force, as you know, is a triple three-back kind of deal. They ran a lot of one-back, got them in man-to-man coverage, and then ran option out of one-back. So, I mean, schematically just gouged them. But they are susceptible. They're a lot like us on defense. And so it's going to probably be a high-scoring game. And like you started this conversation out, we got to be able to match scores with them, and we got to be able to be more wide open and throw the ball around more. No question about that.
Bob, appreciate it. Always appreciate the time. We'll see you out there tomorrow and throughout the week. It's homecoming, and hopefully there's a bunch of people out there on a beautiful Saturday. But appreciate you spending some time with us.
Absolutely.
Thank
See
you.
you guys.
See you. Bob Davie is the head football coach at the University of New Mexico. Workman's Compensation has its own court. So if you've been hurt at work, you need a lawyer who specializes in workman's comp. That's the Fogel Law Firm. Go to FOGELLawfirm.com, the proud sponsor of the conversation with the coach here on The Sports Animal. All right, you can respond to what you heard when we come back. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Hoser, and Josh on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination of our 6th-generation winemaking legacy and unique, perfectly paired foods. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that could happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters! It's like it never happened!
Dream Style Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands.
All right, feel free to respond. There was a lot there Bob Davey had to say. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Hoser, and Josh is producing for you over on the ProView Networks. So while he didn't say for certain, it sure sounds like Tavaka on Saturday, does it not?
See how practice goes.
I got to believe it's Tavaka. And the question that we were talking about, and I asked him, is I just don't see how you can beat the teams on your schedule just by running the ball. You got to throw the ball because they're going to score points, and he agreed, and he said that's why you'll probably see Tavaka, right? Is that exactly how? I don't know if that's exactly what he said.
It's making plays at the right time in the passing game. This team is not going to win a game throwing the football 30 times a game either.
No, I'm not. I'm not telling you just unload it 45 times. It's got to be part of what you're doing. It just has to be. Now, will they defend teams? We say they defend teams who don't.
If you look at Air Force, that passing game, 6 of 7, 169 yards against Hawaii.
Yeah.
That's not needing a quarterback. That is, you make the player two because you're running the football. They're coming up. You're running that option game. It's exactly what the Lobos were
3 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah, I think that's right. Look, the Lobos slowed down Liberty, who throws the ball. I don't think San Jose State was great offensively against New Mexico. They throw the ball. Is this a different animal? Is this it's a notch up? I don't know that I think Cole McDonald's a first-round draft pick. But I think he's good, and they've got good weapons. But obviously, they're susceptible to the run. They give up points too now. Hawaii gives up points too, and to everybody but Reno. they've given up points. They give up 38 to Arizona, 28 to Oregon State, 52 to Washington, which is a different story. 16 to Central Arkansas. It doesn't really, Boise State scored 59 on them. So in the last 2 weeks, Hawaii has given up 59 and 56. Now, maybe to the two best offenses in the league. Who else would you put in the best offense in the league after Boise State and Air Force? Would you put Utah State in there? I don't know that I would. I think those are the two best offenses in the league, don't you think? Better than, Hawaii's might be there, right? Nobody else, right? So they gave a lot of points to two best offenses in the league. But, so you can score on them. I think it's going to be Tavaka. And I don't know if you got any answers. And I agree with Bob. They're playing hard. And he said it's all on me. I didn't even want to get into this week. You can do this every week. How do you quiet the noise? How do you keep the noise out? Right? It's an every week conversation essentially with this club. All right, 246-0610, 888-922-0610. I can get you some emails on Lobo football because I got them. Sky says that might have been the quietest 400 yards in offense ever registered by Lobo football. In contrast, it seemed like Wyoming was always finding a way to get to the sticks when they had 3rd and 3. It kind of was. Yeah.
And you just look at what occurred, especially on the drives in the second half. You get down to Wyoming 30, 4th and 2, they go for it, get stuffed in the backfield, so potential points. The next one, you get cross midfield 41, forced to punt. You get down to the 8, you have to settle for a field goal. And then you got to the 21, but that was that 4th and 15 heave that they hit to Molina. So they were kind of moving the football, but at nothing to show for it. Yep.
Dan says, hard to watch, Jeffy, Juan Jose, and J-Ho. What I saw from Laramie was difficult to stomach. I turned off the tube at halftime and went outside to enjoy maybe the final nice weather day of the year. All right, glad you got to enjoy it. Lobo Hobo's concerned about Wyoming. He says, Jeff, I know they want to pack the footy, but when you can't take a few shots against the worst pass D in FBS, something's wrong. Pokes looked like a simplistic C-team offense. Take turns between handing it off to number 6 and letting Chambers keep it.
Yeah, that's who they are. No surprise.
That team is, by the way,
that team's won 5 games doing that.
That team is 5-2. Oh, Jeff, who'd they beat? They beat Missouri.
How's Missouri ranked, by the way? What is going on?
Well, okay, no, I saw this over the weekend. Missouri is ranked and is 5-2. Missouri got beat this weekend, but
there are some questionable teams outside the top 10 in college football right now.
Missouri got beat by okay. Figure out the SEC. Vanderbilt lost to UNLV last week, and then beat Missouri this weekend. Missouri beat South Carolina and beat them by 20. That's South Carolina who beat Georgia 2 weeks ago. Right? So Missouri's not a bad football team. Actually, Missouri's a pretty good football team, and Wyoming beat them. They lost to Tulsa when they fumbled the ball going in. Wyoming is a fumble away from being 6-1, and in reality, a fumble and a touchdown in the last 2 minutes to San Diego State being 7-0.
Yes.
Would you like that? I'm just asking. Roger, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing, Jeff?
Good, Roger. How you living?
Good. Doing excellent.
Good.
Listen, I wanted to make a comment. I think hands down, Tavaka is the better leader of the two. To me, I was watching the game, and I like Sharon Jones, but he tends to make errors on critical downs, overthrowing players. He gets production, but no points. If you look at his numbers, he's got decent numbers. But immediately when you saw Tavaka go in there, and I understand the fourth quarter assessment that Coach David was talking about, that they tend to play a little bit lower, but I can see immediately. To me, watching the game, I think Tavaka carries himself. There's more pop in the offense.
When he's right, and Bob says this all the time, when he's right. So I think I tend to agree with you, Roger, but he's not always right. And I think when things go, JJ and I were just having this conversation off the air, when things aren't going right for him, is he still that leader?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. Here's my take on the game. I watched the game, and I was thinking, the second, and obviously I'm not coaching in D1 football, but the second that Sharon Jones put the ball down, I'm yanking him. He's sitting down. Because I'm going to make a statement that we cannot afford to give the ball up. We can't just tolerate mediocrity. You got to pull him and sit him down for a little bit. You got to make him think.
That was the
Every
first play
time
of
you
the
get the
game.
ball up,
Yeah.
and I saw with Bryce Carroll when he fumbled the ball, they pulled him right away.
And they put, and he went back in, but yeah.
But especially with the leader, though, it's the small things that are killing this team. I think the defense has gotten better and better and better. Now, hands down, I think they need to be a little bit more aggressive on the blitzes. They do blitz occasionally, a la Rocky Long, every other play, that kind of thing, because I know they drop their linebacker back into coverage. Sometimes it's better to put pressure on the quarterback to make him force him a quick throw, and they're going to get that with Hawaii. This is a great quarterback that they're playing. But I think Tabaka, the coaches, I don't know, I understand he's kind of laid back. I understand when he's right, it's fine, but you've got to get that out of him. You've got to press his buttons. Everybody's motivated by something. But I can tell, you saw him against Wisconsin last year, and you can see what poise he has. This kid, when he's on, oh my gosh, it's a completely different Lobo team.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, man. Good to hear you. Thanks,
Appreciate
Roger.
it.
It's a good call. It's actually really good. I agree with him on Tavaka when things are good. When things are not going well, you and I just had this conversation off the air, is Tavaka the leader? Is Tavaka hard enough, strong enough to be able to turn things around when it's not going his way? I think that's a fair question.
And I think that's why, as much as Bob Davie talks up Tavaka and says we're a different team, there's a spark, that the offense is dynamic, which is why we're here, and he's not quite ready to say Tavaka is a starter, and it goes back to whatever happened with him on the sidelines of the prior game to Wyoming with not wanting to go in because the team was behind Jones, and then how does that transfer to practice?
I want to tell you about IPS, and with holidays coming up, you're going to have packages on the doorstep, and you always want to be protective of what's important to you year-round. But certainly now maybe is the time to think about it if you haven't already. I trust IPS to watch my home. International Protective Service. You see the vehicles around town, IPS on them. They are terrific. I'm a big fan of police. There's just not enough police to respond quickly to all the home break-ins or all the alarms that go off around town. IPS responds to alarms typically within 5 to 7 minutes when alarms go off at homes which they monitor, and they respond with armed, trained security personnel. They stop home break-ins, they catch the bad guys. Hundreds of homeowners and business owners in Albuquerque and Santa Fe rely on IPS to protect their property. So if you're going out of town, IPS can patrol your home while you're away. They'll move your trash cans to the curb and back, pick up your newspaper or your mail. Just give your home that lived-in look. Call them at 897-2420. 897-2420. Go to ipsglobal.com. Those vehicles you see in your neighborhood with IPS on them, that means someone on your street refuses to be a victim of property crime. Don't wait until something bad happens. Call IPS at 897-2420 and secure what's valuable to you.
Sports Animal Time is now 8:27. Here's another look at Monday morning's commute. Well, right now we have a new accident that is at 12th Street and Aspen, which is south of I-40 with north and southbound delays happening there. Other than that, everything else is flowing very nicely here this morning. If you see an accident, make sure and give us a call on the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167, brought to you by American Home Furniture Outlet and Clearance Center at I-25 and Comanche. I'm Josue with Sports Animal Traffic.
The Sports Bar with Michael and Mike.
You might be beating me on this bracket, but in the game of life, Carlisle, I got it all.
Dude.
Game of life.
I've already walked off the field, I've showered, and I'm home in bed.
Weekdays at 3, the Sports Animal.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
They may be better for the planet, but are plant-based burgers really good for you? I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, CNN's chief medical correspondent. Look, if you enjoy the taste of these faux meat burgers, says nutritionist Lisa Dreher, and part of your food philosophy includes vegetarianism or eating to sustain the environment, then by all means, you should feel free to enjoy an Impossible Burger or a Beyond Burger. But if you're choosing to eat these burgers solely for their health value, it's a bit more complicated. That's because the Impossible Burger and the Beyond Burger contain just about the same number of calories, the same amount of saturated fat and protein as a regular beef burger. And they're way higher in sodium. A turkey burger, by comparison, has fewer calories, less saturated fat, less sodium. Grain-based veggie burgers are even better. Not to mention, You're actually getting some real vegetables when you eat one of those. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
This morning you feel alone, 'cause you forgot your phone at home. So now you're forced to interact with small talk and awkward eye contact. Out here trying to survive like it's 1995. The dark ages. When your morning is hell, just go to Taco Bell.
And try the $1 grilled breakfast burritos with fluffy eggs and your choice of crispy bacon, sausage, or potatoes. Only at Taco Bell. At participating stores for a limited time during breakfast hours. Prices may vary. Tax extra.
Hello, saver. At Walgreens, we like the way you save on things. Take afternoon matinees. You know they have the same endings as full-price movies. And co-pays on Medicare Part D prescriptions. You can get them for as low as $0 with select plans. So when you choose a plan with Walgreens as your preferred pharmacy, you know you're saving smartly. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. $0 copay on Tier 1 generic drugs available through select plans that include Walgreens as a preferred pharmacy.
Blocktoberfest, quality's biggest sale ever, continues this week. This is David DiLorenzo. Find huge discounts marked on more than 600 vehicles. Blocktoberfest at Quality on Lomas Northeast from Pennsylvania to Texas.
Quality by DiLorenzo.
QualityDeal.com.
Tired of all the boring carpet and beat-up furniture in your office? Give your workspace an update today. Call Albuquerque Office Systems at 345-2824. Albuquerque Office Systems not only offers the best in used and recycled office furniture, they can also update your space with new office desks, seating, and new office cubicles from AIS, Performance, and Offices to Go, to name just a few. Albuquerque Office Systems can help you deck out your office in the most up-to-date colors and designs. Let them show you what they can do. Albuquerque Office Systems also sells carpet tiles and roll carpet from Bigelow and Interface. They've also got a wide selection of VCT tile and luxury vinyl. Call Jason or one of his team today at 345-2824. That's 345-2824. Albuquerque Office Systems is your one-stop flooring, used, and recycled office furniture, and now new office furniture resource. Call today, 345-2824. That's 345-2824. Ask for Jason Bowder or any of the team, or visit them on the web at aosabq.com.
If you've been hurt at work, workman's compensation can be tricky. The Fogel Law Firm wants you to know that workman's comp has its own laws and court, and just any lawyer won't know how to get you every dollar you need to recover. Before you settle your workman's comp claim and lose out on thousands of dollars, call the Fogel Law Firm at 255-9092. Put almost 4 decades of workman's comp experience to work for you. 255-9092 or FOGEL
Panera has new breakfast wraps. And yeah, they're an easy on-the-go start to your day. But these are no microwave and go wraps. These are slow-smoked Chipotle chicken, egg, and avocado go-getters. They're maple bacon, eggy smoked Gouda bundles of portable bliss. And they all pair perfectly with our new cold brews. All this can be yours in an instant with rapid pickup. For breakfast that's fast, not fast food. Panera, food as it should be.
You work hard and you play hard, and let's face it.
On the last.
Josh Sushan will be in studio at 9:30. We'll talk some baseball with the World Series ready to go. If you want to get in on United, you can as well. If you were out there talking a lot of Lobo football. Opening drive, Jeff, JJ, and Hoser. We're going to go to the phones. I got 2 lines open here. I certainly want to mention this, and we lost one of us on Friday, and I don't even know how to get into this. You guys all know James Lindemuth. James was an active part of our station, part of our show. He co-hosted with Mike Adams for a long time on the Saturday show on the mic. He'd filled in. He'd been a caller. He's a great friend. He was at all of our events. And he called in last week. And
last Monday, as a matter of fact.
It was last Monday, and obviously wasn't doing well. And James passed away right about 10 o'clock on Friday morning. And I think he was 43 years old, a young family. I was at the hospital last Tuesday, last Thursday. JJ, I told you I was there when hospice came, and it just broke my heart. Catherine had gone home, his wife, to get the house ready. I was there with his mom and his aunt and his uncle, and his hospice was taking him away, and James fought. He obviously got ill recently, and just broke my heart, honestly. And our best wishes and thoughts and prayers and everything go out to Catherine and the kids, and Shirley, his mom. But just being there and seeing that, I'm glad I got to go see him. When I was there Tuesday, we kind of communicated. He was pretty happy about the Niners beating the Rams last week, and it was like the first time I've ever kind of smiled when the Niners, in my life, by the way, when the Niners beat the Rams, because James got some satisfaction out of it. But we lost a good man, just a good friend, and just I think a really, really, really strong, solid soul on Friday. And I know he was a friend of yours, and love that guy, and just love the family.
No doubt, hearing about just how fast everything happened, and it was really hard on Friday, and because unfortunately we knew it could have been around the corner, but it was just devastating thinking back on someone that's been so supportive of everything we've done. He was a coworker of ours before. He worked on Saturdays. He had such a passion for this and for what we did, and I just think back to the time I've been doing this, and even when I was just a young bumbling idiot, now I'm just an old bumbling idiot, but he was always so supportive and passionate, and he gave me confidence, and he's someone that would actually ask me questions about what to do and how to handle things. And this relationship that we had with James was phenomenal, and just knowing his family, and it just it was devastating. It was really hard to wrap my head around this weekend, losing James, because he was phenomenal. He's someone that you wanted to have in your corner no matter what.
Yeah, for me too. When I first started here, he welcomed me in. Brought us coffee one time, and just a really nice guy, just welcoming you to whatever his world was, and so yeah, man, it's tough. We're the same age, and yeah, I just couldn't imagine, but very difficult. But yes, we're definitely thinking about him.
Yeah, we love you, James. We lost a good one. All right, now we get back to our regularly scheduled programming. But I just want to make sure that you guys knew. I knew because it was lingering, and if people didn't know. Daryl, good morning. Thanks for holding. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hi, Daryl.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Sorry about that setup, man.
Oh no, it's all right. Yeah, I just want to address what I pretty much see from game after game, and the last caller was pretty much on where I was at with it, which is accountability, proper subbing. If a kid is going, I know it was stated time at the time that we're pretty much a young team, but with that being said, there's still to me, there's no excuse for that. The kids have to bring their game up. For the most part, I feel that we cannot accept or excuse, the shortcomings and their mishaps. We're not going to win with that. They have to bring the game up to totally to the highest peak. But I feel, with the passive coaching and excusing the mistakes, the kids will never, excel and strive and drive for something higher, And my other thing, I just think we need to open up the playbook. Pretty much the plays is pretty simple. I've seen a few plays that we did on a few teams that they just didn't, we threw them off because it was different, opposed to the same plays being repeated game after game, and we definitely need, like in the backfield for the backs, we need a fullback. We need help back there. If there's ways to improvise with the inexperience that I'm hearing that we have, So that's one of the things. And then when I say as far as and the aggressiveness, the shoestring tackling and making these backs look like Heisman, trophy backs just running through the whole defense.
Yep.
So there's lack of aggression. I feel like something is going wrong in practice, or something is going wrong in that area of applying pressure when it's needed in the game. That's just my opinion,
That's
my take,
good.
how I see it.
Appreciate it, Daryl.
Yeah.
Thank you for the call, Daryl. And I think there's a lot of good analysis in there, right? I think everybody's watching the game now frustrated, but I think there's a lot there. Edward, good morning.
James Eric Lindenmuth. I shared this on Saturday with Mike Adams and Micah. James was very consistent in his passion for family, for his friends, for what you guys do, and just for life. And I didn't know him extremely well, just kind of this little dysfunctional family that we have. And that was such a nice tribute you guys did for him. They did have a GoFundMe page, just, I don't know, for whatever expenses, and I was happy that I contributed, humbly contributed, and they hit their goal. So God bless his family. I hope he's walking in the kingdom right now. And that was very well stated, so thank you for sharing that. And James would expect me to be consistent, and I am going to be consistent because that's who that's how we celebrate each other. And I got to be consistent and say I delivered yet another winning week of the 5-star picks. Guys, we had a huge weekend this weekend. Cholos with Polos was full to the tilt. We had a huge weekend. Raiders fans, Lobo fans, Cowboy fans. And, by the way, the Cowboys, are we being fitted for NFC Championship rings after last night's performance? Because that's what it feels like. The Twitter world's expanding and exploding. How about the Chicago Bears? How'd you like to be the Bears with their quarterback situation when they move up into the draft? Talking about a team that doesn't have a quarterback who can throw. And they make a huge commitment to Khalil Mack, and that team is going nowhere fast. All offseason, they blame their kicker for a missed field goal in the playoffs, which, by the way, was tipped. Blame your the guy that
They did
blocked.
blame their kicker. Yep.
And they blamed the kicker all year, and that prevented me from having a perfect weekend because I went with that garbage team. How'd you like to be Wisconsin with a 30-point spread, favored by 30 points, and lose?
Yep, to Illinois.
Good job. Good effort, my friends. But tonight's a huge game, guys. I think it's going to be a field goal game. I think the Jets are going to come out at home, coming off a huge win last weekend. The Patriots are going to struggle with their offensive line and injured receiving core, and they're going to have to find a way for that defense to carry them tonight and hopefully get a victory. But, I just appreciate everything you guys do, and I appreciate you letting me share my thoughts on James, and I hope you guys have a great day.
All right.
God bless.
See you. All right. I know we got a break. Sushan's going to be here at 9:30. Got a bunch of emails for you. We got the United sound at 9 o'clock, right?
Yes.
At 9 o'clock, we'll hear from United after their big victory as well. But keep them coming. I got a bunch of emails for you as well. It's the opening drive at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root
beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff. One scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough. Back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination of our 6th-generation winemaking legacy and unique, perfectly paired foods. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or dreamstyleremodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, #life change will occur.
Local Union 412. Find a career with benefits, not just a job, at UA Local 412 Training Center. We are looking for plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, and HVAC tech apprentices and journeymen. Call 505-256-9257. Local Union 412.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
At New Mexico Highlands University, you're more than a student, you're family. Whether you're taking courses in Las Vegas, Santa Fe, Rio Rancho, Albuquerque, or Farmington, you'll get that one-on-one attention to inspire you to reach your goals. Let New Mexico Highlands help take your passion and accelerate it into a career and fulfilling life path. Find out why New Mexico Highlands is the right choice for you. Log on to NewMexicoHighlands.com today.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at ProView Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
Hey everyone, Adam Deal here with
Goff under center, everybody up around the line. Henderson the tailback. Play action fake. Goff rolling to his left. Goff cuts back inside. Goff, what a move to get in the end zone for a Rams touchdown. An emphatic spike for Goff, and it's 23 unanswered points for the Rams. They lead 26-3.
It's been a while, man. Feels like a month. Oh, wait, it was.
It was a month.
Yeah, a little Atlanta will help everybody, won't it? How did Atlanta get? That was a team you were on early, huh?
They are bad.
That was a team you liked. They're no good. Dan Quinn, after next week? They get the Niners. No, they get Seattle next week. Man. All right. I like Big Bad Jackie, and he's starting us off.
Man, always good.
And you've got a decent performance out of Jared Goff. 246-0610, 888-922-0610. Come on in. We're talking a little football. We're talking NFL. We're talking whatever you want. Ice Wolves got their first ever win yesterday.
Yes.
Big little history. Saturday over the weekend, they beat Odessa 4-3. First ever win for New Mexico's hockey franchise, the New Mexico Ice Wolves. Congratulations to them. They're home for like the next 3 weekends, I want to say. James sent me this text. I will read it to you. It says, Lobo football just never looked comfortable Saturday, Jeff. You could see that even early. Davey was having to ask them. You got to think against Hawaii, who come in with their own problems, desperately needing a win to get to 7 back to their bowl. Lobo football is going to have to put up more than 10 to 14 points. Unlike at 7,200 feet, Hawaii is going with 5 wides and going to let it fly. Lobo football really hasn't faced a club like that in 2019. New Mexico State a little bit. What offense have they faced? I mean, we thought Liberty that throws the ball around like this team.
They haven't faced one that's going to be as up-tempo and fast as Hawaii. San Jose State will spread you out. New Mexico State did, but I think that's not the closest one.
But, yeah, they did pretty well, actually. Yeah.
Put up 52
points. Yeah.
They did all right.
Yeah. Todd says sometimes you give credit, Jeff, and sometimes you have to take the credit away from the other club, and I think you need to take credit away from San Antonio for United advancing. Everything I'm hearing from their football club is after that disaster Saturday night, they're probably going to be jobs lost. 2 sides to every story, huh? 2 sides to every story. We'll hear the United side when we return. Post from their big match. They're going to playoffs. We'll hear from, who are we going to hear from? Troy Lesane?
Troy Lesane, maybe a little Chris Weehan.
Maybe a little Chris Weehan.
Yeah.
Playoffs are on Wednesday. Playoffs. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Hoser, and Josh over on ProView Networks at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Radio Network. The Raiders faced the Packers at Lambeau Field. Aaron Rodgers threw for 5 touchdowns and ran for another, threw for 429 yards as the Packers beat up on the Raiders 42-24. Sunday Night Football saw the Eagles battle the Cowboys in Big D for NFC East supremacy, and it wasn't much of a battle. The Cowboys rolled to a 37-10 victory. Amari Cooper and Ezekiel Elliott both hit the century mark. The Vikings visiting the Lions. Kirk Cousins threw 4 touchdowns for a second straight week, leading Minnesota to a 42-30 win. The Niners improved to 6-0 for the first time since 1990 in a 9-0 win over Washington. The Niners defense racking up their first shutout of the season. The Chargers had a chance to beat the Titans, down 23-20 with just 19 seconds left. Melvin Gordon fumbled at the goal line. The Titans recovered and sealed the win. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Does your water stain and damage your fixtures? Does it smell or taste bad? Are you worried about what's in your water? Water quality should not be painful and worrisome. Get HydroCare water systems from Wave Home Solutions with the most advanced purification technologies. Call Wave Home Solutions today at 1-888-973-WAVE or go to wavecleanwater.com. HydroCare will eliminate limescale that causes hundreds of dollars in damage to pipes and appliances without using salt. Well water will no longer smell or stain your fixtures. City water will be purified of harmful chlorine, lead, arsenic, and chemicals. Wave Home Solutions provides the cleanest, healthiest water at every faucet. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, call 1-888-973-WAVE, 1-888-973-WAVE, or go to wavecleanwater.com. That's wavecleanwater.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy company.
Hey, it's Michael Carlisle.
And Mike Trujillo.
We are the Sports Bar. We're Albuquerque's #1 afternoon sports talk show.
Talk sports with us every afternoon, Monday through Friday.
Listen to the Sports Bar weekdays at 3 o'clock or right here on 95.9 FM at AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Our names are Aria and Arturo, and this is our California closet story. I work from home. We were planning on turning a room into a closet. Out of pure luck, we were walking by and the showroom was there. Misty, my designer, was very easy to work with. She was super sweet. She could right away tell what we wanted. It's completely about fashion and style and everything I do.
When I saw her closet, it made me happy that she was very happy with, with the space.
Visit CaliforniaClosets.com for a free design consultation and start your California Closet story today.
In most situations, it's easy to debate who is the greatest of all time. But when you need collision repair, there's only one clear GOAT. Quanz has won a Best of the City award for the past 6 years straight. Don't go to any collision repair shop. Go to the Better Collision Repair Shop at Quanz Auto Body. Our award-winning customer service and certified collision repair makes Quanz better than the competition. Make the better choice and visit Quanz Auto Body in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho.
Guys, have you found yourself feeling sluggish, just don't have the energy you used to have? Or do you want to take care of your hair loss? Struggling with erectile dysfunction or weight loss? It's Jeff Siembieda, and fellas, you don't have to struggle anymore. Call New Male and you can feel like you again. It's not going to go away just by ignoring it, and certainly there's nothing to be ashamed of. Low T, erectile dysfunction, lack of energy, they're all natural when men reach a certain age, but you don't have to accept it. Call New Male at 505-652-1688, 505-652-1688, and you can feel better. Men everywhere have made the call and are enjoying the benefits of New Male's cutting-edge programs. The latest treatments taking care of low T, lack of energy, depression. New Male is going to help you feel like you again. Call New Male at 505-652-1688. Right here in Albuquerque, New Male boasts fantastic success rates. That means guys, maybe like you, are regaining their strength and confidence. If you're suffering from ED, depression, or just flat out tired of being tired, call New Male at 652-1688 and feel better.
You know when you gotta be somewhere, it's like really urgent. You don't want to do it over the phone. Some things just can't be said with an LOL or an OMG. Some things just need to be done IRL. So you get in your Nissan Altima and drive. Feel the VC turbo engine instantly react to give you more power and efficiency, so you can get where you need to go.
Hey, Eric.
What are you doing here?
Like
Huh?
your social post. I liked it.
Oh, thank you. There's a button for that, right?
I do.
The Nissan Altima, now offering the most tech-advanced engine in its class. This is tech that helps you be there. This is Nissan Intelligent Mobility. Auto-Pacific segmentation. 2020 Altima Platinum versus latest in-market competitors in the premium midsize class. Available feature. World's first production variable compression turbo engine launched by Nissan Motor Company Limited in 2018.
K240BL Albuquerque is 95.9 FM, 610 KNML Albuquerque, the sports animal.
Well, I told you at the top of the show, and I firmly believe this was the way it had to go. It had to happen this way. It had to go down to the last day, needing a result. And it did, and you got Saturday night. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Hoser, and Josh. Glad you're with us on this Monday morning. Saturday night was special out at the ball pitch. You got your club coming through, united with a 2-0 victory over Las Vegas. And then you got the most unexpected result from Colorado Springs, coming back from 2-0 down and a man down to draw San Antonio, put you in the playoffs.
And then you got failure on San Antonio's part. Yes, but guess what? You know how many moments have gone against New Mexico this year, late in games?
This was with the way this season went, and the storybook that was the inaugural year. This was. I know there was a lot of nerves. There was a lot of angst. There was a lot of nervous tension. But that's the way it needed to go, because you wouldn't have had that night. If you'd have gotten results a week and a half ago on the road somewhere, Tulsa, and wrapped it up then, you wouldn't have had Saturday night. And you did have Saturday night. And I think Saturday night's a night most people who were there are never going to forget.
Yeah, and it all worked itself out in the end. To have that moment at home, to know you clinched a postseason spot once that game was over, to have that celebratory moment to enjoy. And why was it from the most unexpected source? Because Colorado Springs is in last place. San Antonio was at home, playing for a playoff spot themselves. They're up 2-0. They scored their first goal via penalty kick, which came in the 30th minute, thanks to a 28th minute red card. So Colorado Springs went a man down. They went up 2-0 on a second penalty kick.
Wow.
The first goal scored was an own goal, which San Antonio put into their own net.
Dang, they fell apart.
And then in the 82nd minute, a free kick opportunity, a set piece was converted, a header in the back of the net. All that goes down. And a late goal disallowed via offside.
Wait, there's more.
All that happened to get New Mexico United in the playoffs. Once they handled their business, 2-0 win over Las Vegas.
All right, so it was a party, and you got some reaction afterwards.
First, getting a little technical with it, because what we've talked about really the last week is where was that energy, where was that spark in the first half? And I asked Trey Lasagna what was different about Saturday night's game in the first half as opposed to some of the other contests.
Yeah, I think there was a greater sense of urgency. That's something that Dave said to the group the other day that we actually had in the second half against Tacoma, and that we've had a lot of times throughout the entire season. But I felt like from the very start of the match through to the end, we had a sense of urgency and intensity and concentration to our play, and it's those types of performances that you want to have going into our first ever playoff match.
So it's kind of what we were asking about on Wednesday night. Where was that in the first half, right? If it was must win and it was so urgent, where was it in the first half? And he somewhat addressed that.
Yeah, and there was a different focus. And this clip here from Chris Wehan, I think it's interesting and kind of explains why they played the way they did in the first half.
I think we had been tight when we were up a goal in other games, but tonight it just didn't feel like I felt confident. I didn't feel like they were going to create many chances, and I knew offensive we were phenomenal tonight. So I had a lot of confidence in the group to hold that 1-0 lead.
And it just kind of that mindset. You think of maybe this would be the most tense game. They know, hey, it's now or never for getting the 2 points, and you have to keep your fingers crossed about what happens in other places. But you just got the feeling, Chris Wehan also asked Josh Suggs about it after the game, who was wearing the captain's armband on Saturday night. They just, I think, finally got to a point where they realized, hey, it's once we get 3 points, it's kind of out of our hands. So let's just go play open, freely, the way we can at home, and you saw that in the first half.
Yeah. It was more confident. Like I said, I think the last 3 halves they've played have been really, really solid.
And it goes back to the mental piece, and we're talking about the quarterback play at New Mexico and Tavaka Tuioti. Where is he at mentally? And here you have a team that finally got to a point in the season, last regular season game, able to just play. And it's amazing sometimes when you get to that mental side of it. If there's so much on it, you're looking at results, this or that, what's going on, and you just kind of come out with this free feeling, and you're able to perform at your best at that point in time. But speaking of the other results needed, this was Troy talking about why they knew they were going to find out, but what he did at halftime when they had the 1-0 lead.
I thought it would give them a lift. The game was over in San Antonio, so we knew what was in front of us, and they'd already done half the job, and they weren't gonna back down tonight. Just wasn't gonna happen. These guys haven't shied away from anything the entire year. It's a phenomenal group. It's the exact group that I envisioned for our first year as a club, and they fulfilled it in every way possible. Not just because we made the playoffs, but the identity of who we want to be is because of these guys.
There was question, as a coach, do you tell them the result? Do you tell them what's on the line? And I think absolutely you do, and Troy said you do. I just think it gives them everything to play for now. The other side is, do they press more?
And it was gonna find its way through that clubhouse somehow. Whether it's an assistant lets it slip or one of the fans tells them on the way out. So I think it helped too with the way they played in the first half. Because that was a confident soccer team that was playing open soccer, that was creating chances early in that game, had a ton of possession, and closed that one out.
Yep. All right, 246-0610, 888-922-0610 if you want to come in. We got more? Is that it?
That's it for now.
Okay. All right, if you were there, really want your thoughts on that night. Like I said, man, would it have been easier to wrap this thing up a week ago?
Sure.
3 days ago? 2 weeks ago? Sure it would have been. But you wouldn't have had what you had on Saturday night. And I just think, to me, it feels like that was the way this had to happen. The way this season went, that's the way I think it had to go. Now it's Sacramento. Talk to me about Sacramento, because certainly you follow it way more than I do as far as what the Sacramento is and what they're up against.
I like Sacramento. I think they have quality playmakers. Werner, I thought, was one of the better players I've seen in this league, one of the midfielders that can create and open everything up. And the two teams split. New Mexico won 2-1 in Sacramento. Sacramento won 3-0 here over the summer. And it's close you're going to get in a 7-10 matchup. So the play-in rounds Wednesday night, and then they play right into the first round on Saturday. So it'll be 8:30 kickoff Mountain Time on Wednesday night from Sacramento. And just keep riding the wave. It's another Wednesday, Saturday. This team's going to be ready because they've dealt with it. They are in that streak because that's what they played last week. They're used to it in the Open Cup, just kind of that pressure, win or go home. I got to believe that this team is going to be as confident as ever. They're in a good place. I like the way they looked. I like the way they handled things on Saturday night. And this one where I think it goes back to that first half. This team is just different when they come out aggressive and not necessarily having to defend and then create.
So this team, to me, seems like a different club in win or go home situations. This finally was win or go home. The Cup was win or go home, right? They play, it feels to me, at a different level than they do on a Wednesday night against Tulsa.
And I think you can even look at the 3 games against Phoenix this year and point out those moments. They were able to elevate themselves. They had the 2-0 lead before it all fell apart just a couple weeks ago, but playing the best team at that time, that they rose to the occasion. And can they get back to that on Wednesday night?
All right. First playoff match ever in the history of this franchise will be Wednesday night, 8:30, and it'll be in Sacramento. You can get in on that, 246-0610. We'd love to hear from you. And if you're out there, just the experience. Because I think this is the way it had to go. for United. Hey, are you moving? Maybe need to refinance? You need to meet the Kirtland Federal Credit Union home loan team. Kirtland Federal Credit Union is Albuquerque's premier mortgage lender for a reason. They'll start working with you even before your application, help you prepare your credit, and educate you about the home loan process so you can shop and buy with confidence. The Albuquerque housing market is hot right now, and mortgage rates are low. In fact, most homes are on the market less than a month, so getting pre-approved can give you that edge you need to get the home you want. Kirtland Federal Credit Union works with you to find the right program for your situation. With banks and online lenders, you're going to hear the hold music more than you'll hear a friendly voice. At Kirtland Federal Credit Union, you'll work with the same team throughout the process, so you'll always have a local expert to answer your questions. And speaking of local, you'll never mail a mortgage payment out of state with Kirtland Federal Credit Union. Your loan is funded in Albuquerque, and the experts are right here. Kirtland Federal Credit Union is the local lender with knowledge, experience, and heart. You're not going to settle when you shop for a home. Don't settle when you're shopping for a mortgage. Kirtland Federal Credit Union, they are more than military. They are for life. Kirtland Federal Credit Union is an equal housing lender, federally insured by the NCUA.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or DreamstyleRemodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it, we smash it.
Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Local Union 412. Find a career with benefits and not just a job at UA Local 412 Training Center. We are looking for plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, and HVAC tech apprentices and journeymen. Call 505-256-2500 9257. Local Union 412.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at Golden Pride at
Darwin in motion from left to right. Now motion from right to left from Amari Cooper. Prescott play action, rolling right, pumping. He's going to run. Dak Prescott to the 5, dives in for the touchdown. And Dak Prescott may have just put this one away. 36-10 as Prescott takes it in from the 8 for 6.
It's courtesy of Westwood One. Dak and the boys put a beat down on the Eagles last night. All that mattered was just beat the Eagles, right? That's all. It didn't matter. So you lost to the Jets the week before.
There's no rankings to get into the playoffs. You just got to win your division.
That's right.
That's what it came down to. I was not sold that the Eagles were that much better than Dallas Cowboys all last week, and it played out on Sunday night.
It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda, JJ, Buck, Hoser, and Josh.
Look at that.
Look at the Argyle sweater that just
Sweater
came in.
season, baby. Let's
Look
get
at
it.
you guys going. Josh Sushan in his Rockies-themed Voice of the Isotopes sweater is in. That's kind of Rockies themed, isn't it? A little purple, black, and gray.
There's some purple in there.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
I haven't seen you guys in a while. How you been?
It's good to see you.
I didn't realize you guys were as big of a TV stars as you are.
You're on TV now.
Yeah.
We got to get. No, JJ is blocked from that one. Well, we got a little intricacy issues, but it's nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
We got a lot going on in here. I got a few emails that I still want to get to, but we're going to get into some baseball with you can we start with baseball on Saturday night? Because I said I hate getting lost in the hyperbole of the moment, but that 9th inning, when you take into consideration the top of the 9th, the way it ended was as good of a 9th inning as I recall seeing. And I know it's like now is always the greatest because it's now, and I hate getting caught in that, but I've really given it a lot of thought. That was as good of a 9th inning as I've seen in a long time.
I just heard you guys talking about the United in Saturday night and how it's more memorable because of the way it went down.
Don't you
I
think?
think for the Astros,
disagree?
yeah, no, I totally agree. And for the Astros, same thing. Because they lost the lead and how close Springer came to making the catch. And if he does rob that, wow. Right? And now Altuve and the look on Aroldis Chapman's face after he gives up the home run. And so that makes that even more memorable. And I think that elevates Altuve. I don't know if he's going to make the Hall of Fame, but he might become more beloved than Biggio and Bagwell because of what he's done in the postseason.
I'm going to tell you, Biggio and Bagwell made the Hall of Fame. He's a better player than they were.
Yeah.
They hit longevity. They hit numbers. They hit all those benchmarks because of all those years. That little guy, my favorite meme I've seen. How does he do it? Oh, well, the favorite meme I've seen, and I know you guys have seen it, is him standing there with Aaron Judge, right?
But he's
Judge
big.
is about 1.5 feet taller, and it says, "I got 4 home runs. How about you?" He's like, 1.
Right.
Yeah. And with Altuve too, this is the full story because he went through those 100-loss seasons.
Yeah,
he was the guy that was there when they're like, "Oh man, we're the 76ers of the Major League Baseball."
You ever hear the story? He showed up at an Astros tryout camp, and they said, "You're too short. Go home." And he showed up again the next year, and they went, "Well, I guess if he's going to show up again, we might as well allow him to at least try out." And he hit so well that, we might as well put him on the Dominican Summer League team. And then he hit so well, we might as well bring him to the United States to the rookie level team. And again, he just kept hitting 300, 320, 350, 380, 420. Yeah, he just kept hitting. And they said, we might as well bring him up to the major leagues. And that was during those 100-loss seasons that you were discussing. Yeah, he showed up at a tryout camp, and they told him to go home. You're too short. And he showed up again the next year. Wow. And they gave him a tryout, basically had a pity.
Story. Did you?
Well, I saw it on social media over the weekend. Like, they pretty much... Like, he had to bring his birth certificate as well.
Look at the quality of that production.
Like, he's like, look, this is who I am. This is my age. Give me a shot. They're like, oh, okay.
He, JJ said this earlier. Like Bregman might have the MVP numbers, but Altuve's the guy.
Mhm.
He's the glue, and he was there first, and he's sensational and clutch. To me, what Houston has been is clutch, and Alex has been that through his whole career. I don't know how more clutch you are than Chapman's on the mound, pennant's on the line, and going deep and hitting a 2-run home run in the bottom of the ninth to win a pennant.
And the other thing about that at bat that blew me away is that normally you just think, okay, Aroldis Chapman has probably thrown more fastballs faster than anyone on planet Earth, right? And he misses with 2 fastballs. But normally you look at somebody that small and you say, there's no way he can hit a fastball. I'm not even going to bother with anything else. I'm just going to throw him fastballs. But the respect level that the Yankees and Chapman have, that they decide, no, we're going to throw a slider, and then we're going to throw a second slider, and you cannot do that. But even the pitch, it was up and away, and this little guy hits it 420 feet to left center. He pulls a slider up and away. Just extraordinary hand-eye coordination.
Let's go to the top of the inning, because you've got Osuna on to close it, and a guy that you love, that I've always...
Oh, man. Dude. I'm just still like, really? You thought
still not
Daniel
over
Murphy was going to be an upgrade over this guy? Okay.
DJ LeMahieu, who has been spectacular this season. He's been spectacular his whole career. When he was at the Rockies, I used to say he was the most underrated player in baseball, and certainly most underrated second baseman at the time. Goes the other way. To your point, George Springer almost makes a spectacular catch. And I was hunkered in. I thought we were here for a while. I thought we were watching baseball till the middle of the night. And then it comes back.
Yeah, I thought so too. And I thought, well, if this is the quote bullpen game for both teams, like these teams are in trouble because they used a lot of guys for 1 out, for 2 outs. J Happ gets pulled after a couple of darn good innings. Yep. Like, this is a guy who can give you length, and now all of a sudden, what if this thing goes 15 innings? What if is this? I remember thinking, I really don't want a position player to be on the mound when this thing ends. that was my fear, is that if it went really deep into the night, and then it would just look so terrible for baseball if that's happening. But yeah, to JJ's point about DJ, this might go down as the worst decision, even worse than Hampton and Nagel, because at least they were spending money and trying when they got Hampton and Nagel. But to not even attempt to sign DJ?
They didn't give him an offer?
I still don't see the point of it. If, like, Ryan McMahon could have played first base if you really wanted to put him in the lineup and not have to move DJ. And the thing with DJ LeMahieu is he goes to the Yankees in what initially was a reserve role.
Mm-hmm.
Someone that good signed with New York to be a backup. Then with the injuries, he helped save their season this year, playing third base, playing second base, first base. It was just phenomenal.
You're right. You're both dead on right. What do the Yankees do now?
You get more starting pitching.
Okay.
And you try and figure out. So look, I don't know if you can ever figure out injuries nowadays. I don't know if any team has got the formula to figure that out. So all you do is you build depth, which is what they did. So you get more starting pitching, or you trust the starting pitching more. You get better starting pitching, or you trust it more.
And they went into the postseason. Diego Herman suspended, so they lost him out of the rotation. And I know that's going to be the focal point, but you still look at both these games with the questionable starting pitching. I go back to Game 2. They got that to extras when they were against Verlander. And then this one, the 9th inning game.
Sometimes just because you lose, it doesn't mean you actually did anything wrong.
Right.
Sometimes the other team is just that much better. And the Yankees are at a stretch right now where they run into the Astros and then the Red Sox when they got hot in that year. Sometimes it's not a matter. Sometimes it's just bad luck because there's teams that are in your division, that are in your league, that are just better, that are really hard to beat.
So you know who's asking that question right now is Dodger fan. Is Dodger fans saying, really, were the Nationals better? Well, they got more clutch hitting than you did. It was because a lot of people are saying, what do the Dodgers do? Is it Dave Roberts' fault? Is it Clayton Kershaw's fault? Their lineup is so stacked. Their lineup scored so many runs this year. Their lineup got clutch hits until the playoffs. Like, what do the Dodgers do?
I think if you're the Dodgers, you basically just have to keep doing what you're doing.
You do, right?
Yeah, like if you do something drastically different, that's panic. You can't panic when you're winning 100-something games and you're going to the playoffs 7 straight years.
I agree with that.
It's like the Nationals kept finding painful ways to lose in the playoffs, and this year they found a way to get over the hump. The Dodgers keep finding painful ways to lose in the playoffs. If you decide, we have to totally drastically change this thing, then that's a massive mistake. They have young players coming up left and right.
They had 4 rookies on the roster in the championship series.
So they can afford to make mistakes in free agency because you have so many guys making the minimum that are rookies. And their payroll's already huge as it is.
Clayton Kershaw is going to go down as the best regular season pitcher of this generation, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, he's got to eat this one. Like I always said in the past, you start looking at what his run support was. You look at some of the situations. His numbers are what his numbers are. This one, he's got to eat.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times he's pitching on 3 days rest, and they're asking him to go 1 extra inning because they didn't have the bridge guys in the bullpen. But also the Dodgers have to face the reality that this is not the Clayton Kershaw of 5 years ago. I almost felt like the Dodgers are trying so hard to erase the Clayton Kershaw narrative that they kept putting him in worse and worse spots in the playoffs, and it got worse. He's not the guy from 5 years ago. That's okay. He can go 5 innings and give up 2 runs. Don't ask him to do all these unnecessary things.
Was that a bad situation? So he comes in, he gets out of that, and 3 pitches, and he gets out of the 6th, 7th. And then they send him back out in the 8th, and he gives up 2 home runs on 3 pitches. Was that a bad situation?
I think so. I mean, even just setting it up where this was actually the best bullpen they'd had in years.
Yeah. Which is saying something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. All right, Josh Susan is the voice of the Isotopes, also voice of Lobo women's basketball. He's in studio. We're going to talk more baseball. Also want to get into some local stuff. Obviously, there's going to be a change. Skipper for the Isotopes. And dive into a little bit about the proposal from Major League Baseball and what that do you know it at all? Are you versed in this at all?
Oh, yes.
Because people are losing their mind.
Yeah.
And what this means, are there going to be 40 less minor league clubs, and does that affect Albuquerque? It just kind of help dissect that when we get back. It's the opening drive. We're on ProView Networks and 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
There's a new home for Lobo Talk, and you're listening to it. Lobo Talk. I'm your host, Robert Portnoy. Catch the voice of the Lobos, Robert Portnoy, right here on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Every week as he talks with Lobo coaches, players, and more. Lobo Talk, Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock right here on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
This credit card bill is out of hand.
I know, the interest rate's awful, and there's a huge annual fee, too.
You should check out the Independence Credit Card from Kirtland Federal Credit Union. Low interest rates, no annual fee, and unlimited cashback rewards can save you a lot of money.
But we are military, son.
Kirtland FCU is more than military.
When did you get so smart?
It's a gift. Lower your credit card rate today at kirtlandfcu.org/credit cards. Kirtland Federal Credit Union. We're more than military. We're for life.
Approval rate based on credit worthiness and other factors. Membership eligibility applies. See representative for complete details.
Now that you can get your favorite Chili's 3 for $10 meals delivered, anywhere can be your own personal Chili's. So?
Hi, welcome to my house.
Welcome to the meat lovers section of my in-laws' vegan barbecue. Burgers, finally.
Welcome to my therapist's office, where it's okay to eat your feelings. And quesadillas.
Welcome to Chili's Delivery. Order online at chili's.com/delivery and get all your favorite 3 for $10 meals, like Cajun chicken pasta, delivered right to you wherever you are. At participating restaurants only. 3 for $10 not available via third-party platforms. Delivery fees apply.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical, not for sale to minors. Website restricted to adults 21 and over.
Let's be real. Most smokers aren't looking for some overcomplicated vaping machine. That's why we created My Blue. My Blue is simple. Our pre-filled liquid pods mean there's no mess. One charge and My Blue lasts all day. And with our range of flavors and nicotine options, you have a choice. My Blue answers on what matters for smokers: real nicotine satisfaction. And right now, try My Blue for $1 at select retailers or myblue.com.
TJ Trout here, and fall fishing in New Mexico is fantastic. Take it from me. For more information or to buy your license online, visit the Department of Game and Fish website at wildlife.state.nm.us. Get out and fish, New Mexico.
Leonard Tire and Automotive has helped with Cooper tires, installation, repairs. You should really think about trusting your tire and automotive repair jobs with them. Leonard Tire Automotive been a family-run business. And one of the things I like about them, there's never been a hassle with them ever. Leonard Tire and Automotive is also car care. Change your oil almost quick as the quick stops can. They do engine repair, tune-ups, just about anything you need done on your vehicle. Stop by and see old Travis or Don Leonard today at Leonard Tire and Automotive. They're good folks, they really are. Second in Loma, so Eubank and Manal.
Where sports and culture meet the weekend.
Local events,
concerts,
spectacles,
what's happening,
pulse of the city,
sports, and much more.
Hey guys, come join the conversation with Van and Fred every Saturday starting at 7 a.m.
ABQ Central, Saturdays from 7 a.m. till 9 on The Sports Animal.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. When you're hurt in a car wreck, time matters. The amount of time it takes you to call for help, the amount of time it takes you to get medical treatment, and the amount of time it takes you to call an attorney can all affect the value of your case. We have a team of professionals and a network of experts who are waiting to begin working on your case the moment you call. The faster you call us, the faster we can get you all the money you deserve. In a wreck, need a check? Call Little Row Injury Attorney today at 544-4444. We're available 24/7.
Row can get you more. Call 544-4444.
Insurance Research Council, July 2014.
Happy Blocktoberfest! It's Quality's biggest sale ever.
This is David and Annette DiLorenzo. We've got 4 city blocks of savings.
Every vehicle.
Last spot 30.
Discounts available.
And that includes every used and certified used vehicle. Right, Charles?
That's right. We mark down every vehicle on the lot. You'll save thousands. Financing is easy and affordable with all applications accepted.
Blocktoberfest Quality on Lois Northeast between Pennsylvania and Texas.
Quality by DiLorenzo. QualityDeal.com.
The Dan Patrick Show, today at 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal. You get Monday Night Football tonight. Jets, Patriots. I know it sounds not so interesting. I think it might be more interesting.
Sam Darnold's back.
Their defense
Not
a little bit
bad
better.
defensively.
Yep. I think you get a game tonight. Jets, Patriots tonight.
Entertaining football.
5:30 Westwood One's coverage will start here on The Sports Animal. Josh Sushan is in studio, the voice of the Albuquerque Isotopes. You're tenant over there. Had a hell of a night on Saturday night over at the ball pitch.
I love that expression.
Big night for United, and we're going to get more baseball, but I appreciate you agreeing with me. Not just the way it happened, the excitement that they brought, and you and I think agree that a rising tide raises all ships, and having the excitement around sports in our community was good. And I think the way their season went, it had to go down to the last moment and get a result. Because otherwise, if you'd have clinched that thing 2 weeks ago, you wouldn't have had Saturday night.
It just becomes sports are about moments.
Yeah,
it's about building memories. It's about being a part of a moment as it's happening, not something that happens on the road, not something that happens when the game ends and you're in a locker room, or you're driving home and a team loses somewhere else, and as a result of that, you clinch. So that makes it very special for the United.
Yeah, I thought it was good. All right, for the first time since the Isotopes have been affiliated with the Colorado Rockies, Glenn Allen Hill will not be the manager. The Rockies announced last week that they will not renew his contract. Glenn Allen, as far as a long-term sports personality in this town, I think he's the guy I knew the least. Now, certainly you traveled with him and you know him a lot better. And that doesn't mean he's good or bad or anything else. It's just it's hard for me to speak a lot on him. A, were you surprised that the Rockies made that decision? And B, why do you think it happened?
So first of all, I never know exactly what the Rockies front office is doing when it comes to their minor league coaches at all of their levels, including ours. So I wasn't surprised, but I wasn't unsurprised. Glenn Allen Hill is definitely someone who, by design, does not want you to be focusing on him. He wants the focus to be on players. And it takes a while to kind of get in and kind of understand G. Once I got to know him, I really liked G. I really liked a lot of the conversations that I had with G. G's the type of person who doesn't do a whole lot of small talk, but when he does talk, it's in depth. It's deep. He really, when he says, like, how are you? he really wants to know what's going on with you. And he's very curious once you get him going. Sometimes the toughest part is to get him going. And then once you get him going, he can be really, really interesting. And I'm going to miss G. And I don't know if the Rockies just decided that it was time for something different or what their decision-making was or why. There was 2 other coaches, at least publicly, that we know that were different Rockies affiliates that also did not have their contracts renewed. I know that the players really liked G. I know that from a fan standpoint, it's hard to watch G because he does things so slowly, and he's not a super animated guy who's going to get in the face of umpires and argue a whole lot, and he's not going to make it about him, even though he had a phenomenal career. So I think it's hard for people to get to know him, not just yourself. But
to your point, the one time I sat down and it was in his office in the locker room, and I thought I was going to be there for just 5 minutes, and 45 minutes later, I'm like, man, I got to go, and it was terrific. Exactly what you're saying. It was in depth. It was interesting. It was cerebral. It was really good. It was a while ago, and it was just one time for me.
And I called him often the hitting whisperer, because even though there was a hitting coach on the team who works really, really hard, G would have the ability to just say a couple of words or a couple of phrases to hitters to help get them out of slumps. And I know the players really loved how even keel he was, about how he was never going to panic I remember once he told me that his father never raised his voice at him once in his life, and he has never raised his voice once to his son, Glenn Allen Hill Jr., who's now playing professional baseball. And I think the same thing would apply to his players as well. I don't know if he ever raised his voice to any of his players in the time. He did every once in a while to an umpire, but not very often. But that's, Dusty Baker called him the gentle giant, which I thought was a very apt phrase as well. So we're going to miss G a lot because of a lot of those behind the scenes things that fans don't see.
Well, I think that's what's so hard to quantify it for a lot of people, is the role that he plays at this level, because he doesn't have like necessarily input in, hey, who's going to be on this roster. It's like, this is the players you have, make them better at baseball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'll be honest, one thing that I've never known in my 5 years with the Rockies organization is how much G. Hill would make decisions because that was his philosophy about player development, or how much this was the decision from Denver that has been told to you. This is exactly how you're going to manage in terms of playing time, in terms of which guys are going to play, and whether you're going to pinch hit or not pinch hit, or whether you're going to use pinch runners or not, or how you're going to use your bullpen and how you're going to use your rotation. And so often at AAA, hands are tied. You might think, well, why didn't he use that player off the bench? And then the next day that player got called up to the major leagues, and you realize, oh, that's why he didn't use that player off the bench, because he was not available, because he was either on a plane to Denver, he was about to be on a plane to Denver.
It's so hard at this level to understand unless you're in it. And we get, a few emails about winning, and nobody wants to win probably more than you, because you're out there. I think of you a lot on a July day in Fresno or Oklahoma, or when you're down 9-1 in the 7th inning, and you're so good in I just think there he is by himself, just talking about this team that's on a 6-game skid, and they've lost 12 out of 13, and they're 21 back or whatever. So nobody wants to win more than you. But what goes into the AAA? And there's a few people who are just, they don't want to hear it. They want to win. They want to win.
That's totally understandable. Everyone wants to win.
Yeah,
you want to see your local team win, whether the players are here for a week or whether they're here for parts of 5 straight seasons. Of course you want to win. And I know that Glenn Allen Hill wanted to win. I remember that one year, I think it was 2016, when we had like the worst record in the league, and then we got incredibly hot. Basically, we got David Dahl and Herman Marquez and Pat Valleca and Raimel Tapia. We had all these studs from AA.
Do for you.
Yeah, and all of a sudden we went on this incredible winning streak and nearly caught El Paso at the end. And I remember how much fun that was. And I remember talking to G right before the following season, and he was saying how much fun that was, and how I want to do that. I want to have that again. I want to be able to capture that again. But yeah, your hands are so tight at this level, and sometimes it's because you have great prospects, and sometimes it's because you have a bunch of veterans who are not going to go up to the major leagues, who have decided that they're going to be all in on winning, and that's what leads to winning at AAA.
Josh Sushan is the voice of the Isotopes. He's with us in studio. We're talking baseball. All right,
I want to. Because I know another one of the big stories, too, and I was following it this year, as you were, talk of the baseball, but not just in Major League Baseball, but some of the numbers that were occurring in minor league baseball. How do you wrap your head around this baseball season?
Put it this way, anytime a ball got hit in the air, I thought it was a home run. Like, you start to go into your home run call every time, and then when it doesn't, you feel like a fool when the ball's caught on the warning track, or when the ball's caught in left field, routine fly out. You seriously thought that every ball was going to be hit out. And I dived deep into the numbers looking at this on a regular basis with our team, the home runs that we were hitting, the home runs that we were giving up around the league, in the International League. Look, from a scientific standpoint, this was very simple. You changed one level, AA, high A, low A, home runs were down slightly, just a tiny bit. They were down. And at AAA, they were up like 59%.
That's stupid.
Right?
And in the big leagues?
In the big leagues, the home runs are up dramatically. And it's the same ball they're using in the major leagues.
Did they change the ball for the playoffs?
I have no idea. But this is what I do know. Baseball has a problem in that the public does not have confidence in the ball. And that is a major. But the fact that you asked that question and the fact that people are wondering and thinking about that, none of us know for sure. I don't even know if Major League Baseball knows, because I've read a lot of in-depth articles on what caused it, and I don't think you could have sat down in a boardroom and said, okay, we're going to make these 3 changes, and that's going to lead to more home runs.
What is it, the centering of the pill or something? Is
that was something that came out of the commissioner's mouth at one point during this season.
So the baseball, because technology is so good, the baseball has never been more round than it is right now. It's perfectly
what was it
round.
Before?
It would be off by
around?
1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch, because it wasn't machines weren't doing it. It was done by hand. So if a ball is off by 1/4 or 1/8 of an inch, that ball's not going to go straight. It's going to curve just slightly. Okay, and then the seams are closer to the leather than they've ever been, which means that they're not as aerodynamic. The pitcher can't manipulate the seams as much. That also leads to more flight. And the third thing is the leather. They keep trying to figure out a way to make the leather better so that pitchers won't put something on their hand, an illegal substance, in order to get a better grip. And in the process, they used a leather that created more, basically, exit velocity, or the ball carried more in the air.
I got a question for you. When did, and this is a while ago, but it just dawned on me the last 2 years, when did we hit a point in baseball where any time a ball hits the dirt, it's thrown out of play? You can't play with a ball that has ever touched the dirt.
Yeah, I know.
It drives me bleeping nuts.
Yeah, it drives me nuts too. And the other part that I think is crazy, if there's a ground ball to short and it hits the dirt 2 or 3 times and it's a low throw and the first baseman scoops it, that ball stays in play. But if the ball's in the dirt on a pitch, I would say within the last 10 years or so.
Any of those balls come back in play, or are they all batting practice balls?
So the game balls become batting practice balls. The batting practice balls become cage balls.
It's unreal.
It's how it works. You watch a game, but baseball doesn't last 5 pitches.
No.
It rarely lasts 3 pitches.
No, how many do you go through a game?
We go through probably
5 dozen?
Oh, no, more than that. Close to like 10 to 12 dozen probably.
Wow. It's 120 to 144 baseballs a game. A game.
That is a lot of
Remember back when we were
But
kids?
also remember how many teams had artificial turf back then, and how much longer a baseball would survive on artificial turf.
But I mean, okay, so a ball hits the dirt. Like, honestly, I want to see that baseball. Why is that not suited for play?
Yeah.
Remember when we were kids? We would just beat the hell out of it. Remember the little brown
I probably
baseball?
still have baseballs in my bag from when I was a kid, just still leftovers.
I know I do. All right, when we come back, we have one more segment with Josh. Want to dive into, and I know a lot of you have heard this proposal from Major League Baseball about potentially cutting up to 40 minor league franchises. What does that mean, and how does that impact Albuquerque? Because I know there was a lot of chatter this weekend. Oh, my goodness, I'd hate to lose the Albuquerque Isotopes. I think relax.
Yes.
Talk with Josh when we come back next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or dreamstyleremodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rawlins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Local Union 412. Find a career with benefits, not just a job, at UA Local 412 Training Center. We are looking for plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, and HVAC tech apprentices and journeymen. Call 505-256-9257. Local Union 412.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination of our 6th-generation winemaking legacy and unique, perfectly paired foods. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
Car Crafters.
All right, where's baseball going to contract at the minor league levels? Is it? I know a lot of people are freaked out a little bit. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Hoser, and Josh Sushan makes it a double Josh day, but a 5J day here in the studio. Josh Sushan is the voice of the Isotopes. All right. Was it Friday it came out?
Yeah.
The CBA is up in about 11 months, a collective bargaining agreement with Major League Baseball's Players Association. And one of the highlight of a proposal, and I couldn't even tell you what else was in it because this has really grabbed the headlines, is that Major League Baseball has proposed something that would eliminate up to 40 franchises. And I think everybody who's got a minor league baseball team, that city is just kind of go, whoa, is that us? Whoa, is that us?
So the first thing to keep in mind is that this is simply a proposal, and they have a lot of time between now and the end of the agreement to figure out exactly what this is going to be. So I think there's a lot of scared people, shocked people, because whenever you hear about 1/4 of all minor league teams disappearing, then that's obviously going to get your attention. The second thing to keep in mind is that while none of us know for sure, I would say that there is a 99.99999% chance that the Isotopes are safe because this is one of the model franchises. Major League Baseball wants more teams to be like the Isotopes. Facilities, fan support, weather, overall interest, overall just the way that you run your operation. The Isotopes, again, are a model of what minor league baseball should be, what it is. So I cannot fathom any situation in which the Isotopes would be in any sort of trouble whatsoever. Teams that would potentially be in trouble, based on the Baseball America article, would be teams from short season leagues, from the Pioneer League, from the Appalachian League, from the New York Penn League.
So you're looking at the Johnson City Cardinals, the Helena team, the Great Falls team, some of those teams.
Yeah. And again, that is just one proposal, and I'm sure that things are going to change drastically. But this is a very fascinating time because Major League Baseball has made it clear that the system that has operated for all of our lifetimes is going to change in some fashion. And I think Major League Baseball...
What's the impetus behind this?
I think the number one thing is that Major League Baseball realizes that they need to pay their minor leaguers more money. And in order to do so, one of two things has to happen. Either they're just going to have to raise their budgets and do that, or they're going to ask the minor league teams to. Right now, minor league teams do not pay the salaries of the players. I don't know if people realize that. And so you're either going to ask the minor league teams to help pay for the players, or you're going to get rid of some of the players. We see this in business all the time. We're going to raise wages for some, and in the process, others are going to lose their jobs.
Part of that, too, and one of the stats that you threw out there was the percentage of players drafted after the 21st round that actually make it to Major League Baseball, and I think that's also a fair point. What salaries are not. Are there too many levels of minor league baseball?
Yeah, so 5% of all players who get drafted, I think it's after the 25th round, maybe it's after the 21st round, but somewhere within the 20s, you have a 5% chance of reaching the major leagues. And there's always these great feel-good stories. DJ
Mike
Johnson.
Piazza.
Yeah, Mike Piazza makes the Hall of Fame. He was a 60th round draft pick. DJ Johnson, locally here with the Isotopes, was not drafted coming out of college, and he reaches the major leagues. There would still be opportunities for those players in independent leagues, but I think Major League Baseball is looking at things from an efficiency standpoint. Certainly, this is the era of math. This is the era of algorithms. This is the era of how can we be more efficient in bringing players up to the major leagues. And I think the major leagues have realized that 6 levels of minor league baseball is not necessary. So under this proposal, and again, we should keep stressing, this is just a proposal, there would be 4 full-season minor leagues, AAA, which is the Isotopes, AA, High A, Low A, and then you would have what they call the complex teams. Complex baseball it's the Arizona Summer League and it's the Florida Gulf Coast League, and that is they don't charge they don't charge admission. Okay, these are games that are played on the backfields of spring training facilities by kids who have just been drafted out of high school and those who have just come over from the Dominican Summer Leagues. So you're talking about a lot of 18 and 19-year-olds. They play the games about 11 o'clock in the morning before it gets too hot in Arizona or in Florida. Again, they do not charge admission. They do not do firework nights. They do not do marketing. So that's why they're called complex leagues. No bobbleheads. And so there would be the 4 full season leagues plus the complex leagues so that you would have a place for the 18-year-olds, for the 19-year-olds to be able to play before you expose them to 140 games of travel. Also, Major League Baseball wants their minor league players eating better. They want them in better clubhouses. They want them not traveling as far, and they want them having more off days in order to get them ready for the major leagues. And so that's where a lot of the geographic realignment talks center around is we don't want a player on a 15-hour bus ride. And we don't want a player just eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
That's the charm of minor league baseball.
Not anymore.
I know.
At what point, too, does it maybe even fall on Major League Baseball to enforce affiliates more, if that's even possible, to where you don't get, oh, hey, our affiliate is on the other side of the country from AAA baseball?
Yeah, so I'm sure the Washington Nationals are not happy that their AAA affiliate is in Fresno, 3,000 miles away. I think the 2 best examples to use would be 2 cities that no longer have teams. Bakersfield and High Desert are 2 places that had terrible facilities. They were not upgrading the facilities, and no major league team wanted to be there. And so every 2 years, some major league team got stuck with an affiliate either in Bakersfield or in High Desert. And a few years ago, those 2 teams were moved across the country to the Carolina League. So the California League went down from 10 to 8. The Carolina League went up from 8 to 10. There's 2 cities in the Carolina region that are in the process of building new ballparks, and so they made those 2 franchises better, and Major League Baseball was happy. So I think those are the 2 best examples of teams that would potentially be in jeopardy if this proposal ends up occurring. I would not be surprised if part of this proposal occurs, maybe half of this proposal, maybe it's a fierce warning to certain cities that you have to upgrade your facilities or else you're going to lose your team, or maybe this is a gradual process of losing teams.
All right, but you feel we're safe.
Absolutely. I cannot fathom any scenario in which Albuquerque Isotopes would be any sort of danger. I think the only possible change would be who we play and how often we play them.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
Enjoy basketball season.
Yeah, I got my flashcards. I got to get ready this Sunday.
Yeah. He is the voice of the Lady Lobos. You'll hear him all season here on the Sports Animal, and of course the Albuquerque Isotopes, Josh Sushan. Josh, good job. That
30
production, by the way, getting all 3 of us on. Hoser, terrific. Thanks to Bob Davey and Josh Sushan. Both were with us here on the program today. The Jim Rome Show is next, and Patrick Show
20.
Sports Bar at 3, and Patriots and Jets Monday Night Football 5:30. Enjoy your day.
Have a day, everybody.
Go out and be good.
10.
Please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.